Now we do. Okay. Okay, Sharon's coming on. So maybe she can say something. Yeah, there's Patricia. Hey, Patricia.
Hi, good morning.
Oh, Patricia's coming on?
Yeah, Patricia's on, Sharon's on, Marianne's on. I think I'm gonna have to move my chair over here.
Why don't you?
Thank you. Yeah, we can put,
You want to sit down and I can move it around?
no, I think that'll be fine. I just need to have it in the background. Yeah, that'll work. Sharon, how are you?
I'm doing okay.
We miss you.
I miss being there.
It's great fun. We're having a good breakfast this morning before the meeting starts.
Good morning to you.
Good
Hi.
Hi, Patricia.
Hi,
Hi.
Good morning.
We'll turn
Yeah.
it around for the whole group once we've had the tribute to Pauline.
Hey,
Say
Patricia.
hello to
Hi,
Sharon.
guys.
Hey.
Patricia. Welcome. Sharon, you look great. How you feeling?
Oh, the crick in my neck. I tell you, I've got a terrible, terrible headache, so I'm sitting in one position. It's not good.
Okay.
Oh.
Sharon, how are you feeling with your poor little leg?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
I have trouble being comfortable, but I'm,
Well, I'm glad you're with us, at least virtually. Patricia, I want you to know that I ended my speech last night for Stephanie Whitehurst with your comments for her.
Oh, how
Complete
wonderful.
thing. They were so thoughtful and so wonderful. I could not resist.
Oh, she's a sweetheart. She deserves everything. Absolutely. Good.
Let's wait till Pauline gets on and then we'll get started.
And she may or may not get on. But we'll have the recording for her anyway.
Yeah. Sue, so far Sharon Chevalier, Patricia Adams,
Marianne Ferris.
Marianne Ferris have come on.
can you hear me?
Marianne. No face.
She rarely.
It's on the, usually it's on her
doesn't have
phone.
a face usually when we have the other ones. She tries to work between them.
Yeah.
Well, who knew that we'd even be doing this?
That's right.
I know.
Okay, we're getting Pauline now. Hi, Ann.
Can you hear me? This is Mary Ann. Can you hear me?
Yeah, she's on. That's her son.
She hasn't come on yet, but
He's connecting. Her son's connecting.
Recording in progress.
However, it's not visual.
Jean Stilton, can I ask you to do one thing?
Yes,
Jean, could you send a sheet of paper around for people to sign who's there?
yes, we'll do that.
There in person, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, Noel, we need a sheet to go around for attendance for Ann for the minutes.
Oh, yeah, you better put them in.
Hello, Harold.
Hi, good morning.
How are you? How's Pauline?
We're doing just great. She's about to go put on her hearing hearing aids so that she's sure that she catches every syllable.
Good, but we're gonna make sure that the people talk into the computer here so she can hear everything. So we'll do our best.
And we will on our end here too.
And then we will send the file to you afterwards so she can have that. Thank you. Hey, Mary Ann, we see your pretty face.
Oh, I finally got my video to work on me.
Yeah.
Morning,
Mary Ann.
Good morning, Ann.
Hey, everybody, I'm gonna have to get chair.
Hi.
Okay.
Nobody's sitting there.
Paulina,
Her son's on, yeah,
everybody,
right there.
everybody, we are gonna start our presentation.
Oh,
Got your attention, didn't I? We are about.
sitting in the closet for 2 years now.
So we need everybody to kind of settle down so our Zoom people can do this. We are going to start our special presentation. So everybody, Zoom folks can hear us. So
everybody has to be quiet because I have to speak and I'm speaking on the computer. And so everything has to be very quiet. Please don't talk to each other because she doesn't even know until I say something right now what's happening. And I was a teacher before I became a nurse, so I do talk loud. So even though I'm sitting down, you can hear me. If you can't hear me in the very back, raise your hand. You can't hear me or you can hear me. Thanks. Hi, everybody. I'm Natalie Aaron and,
Scoot over this way so you can see
oh,
Pauline's
okay,
picture.
okay,
See her picture back there.
okay. Oh, yes, your picture. Pauline, we're honoring you today. And I know you didn't know it, but Harold kept a secret. And I was sorry you couldn't make it, but I understand it's very hard to get off, on and off the planes. But we are honoring you. As you can see, your picture is right here in color and it's beautiful. And also I have pictures of you and your husband on these papers here, and I will send it to you. But I'm going to just speak a few minutes because we've got a lot of things here that are going on. People have written nice things about you. Nobody said anything bad, so you're very lucky. And I'm very honored to make this presentation. Polly, I went on the internet to find out a few things about you. I'm not going to go over it all because we do have a lot of people that wrote, but you did graduate Macalester College. And you also went to St. Olaf's College. Now, the only one that I know that went to St. Olaf's was Rose from the Golden Girls. And you know how smart she was. So I kind of wondered about you, but you graduated a few years after her. But you did show, and she always said she was the smartest person at St. Olaf's. So I couldn't imagine what you had graduated in, but you did get a BA, an MA, and an ABD. Now, if anybody knows what an ABD is, I did not know, but it's a doctorate. So we have forgotten to call her doctor all these years. She graduated and majored in music, speech, English, communications, political science, and philosophy. I don't know when she had time to eat, really, and graduated cum laude with honors. Now we know why she's so smart, really. She was a debater, a speech coach, and an instructor at college. I want to read something to you. Polly has a determination to be part of things she loves and people she respects. Maya Angelou said, determination to live life with a flair and laughter, and that is you. And Steve Jobs said, the ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do it. And you have done it over and over again.
I won't be listening, but you're gonna talk. Have
this. Okay.
Can you hear me? You're
Yes,
on-
I can. Very well. Thank you.
Have you
You're
been on
doing it.
mute the whole time?
They can hear.
Oh, okay. All right. Pauline, I'm going to read some of these nice notes that people have written about you. And I was going to call up people to read them themselves, but the trouble is we don't have that much time. Linda Jarvis has said she always made our agenda her agenda also. Even when Vera from CLA planned my presidency inauguration on a 3-day excursion ship from LA to Mexico, Polly didn't want to even be left behind out of our meetings and brought one of her children to join us. Love from Linda. From Susan Patterson, who is right. I remember being at the meeting somewhere and Paula was independently on her own in attendance. We shared a cab ride and she's delighted me with her travel savvy and totally enjoyment of ALA. She also was willing to serve on the board when I was president. I am looking forward to San Antonio's warmth of weather and friendship and good times. And she's here today too. Kitty O'Reilly. Kitty's here too. She wrote a long one, so here it goes. It was some of the things I was gonna say, so I just didn't say it. A few thoughts, she said, a few, yes. She was married to Judge Harold Krieger, a Chief Justice of Minnesota State Senate, who passed away at 68 in 1995. Polly, as a lot of people call you Polly here, Polly was an ALA president from 2001 to 2002. Flo Summit from Tennessee, and I didn't know who Flo Summit was, passed away after a brief illness, and Pauline stepped up and became president. Before Flo passed away, she had asked me to help with arrangements for ALA meeting in Washington, D.C. Polly asked me to do the same, and I was honored to do it. A couple of highlights of that meeting. I arranged dinner at the Watergate Hotel. As Polly and I were paying the bill, Secretary of State Rice and her detail walked by. Unfortunately, we weren't quite quick enough to greet her. I don't know. I thought Pauline was pretty quick. Dinner was followed by the show Sheer Madness at the Kennedy Center. I had arranged for the cast to wear t-shirts with ALA logo printed on it, and the actress made a couple of lawyers' jokes. What a clever idea. The Teacher of the Year awards were presented at the JW Marriott, and we were happy to have Mrs. Thurgood Marshall in attendance. When ALA met in Minnesota, Polly arranged for us to visit Mayo Clinic in Rochester and also to attend a play in Minnesota. When Pauline was president and up until 2007 or 8, ALA met 4 times a year, which we heard last night too, when and where the ABA met, once in the president's hometown and once in the president's board discretion. Polly traveled the world representing the ALA on her own as part of the World Peace Through Law program. I believe now it is known as the World Justice Association Peace Through Law. I like the first one better. That was too long. Adjectives to describe Polly: smart, adventurous, brave, kind, generous, and with her time and talent, considerate, and always willing to help. She is truly remarkable woman, and ALA is very fortunate to have her as our leader and mentor. This is from Janet Bullinger, who is here too. I remember Polly from a meeting in Arizona, and we went to Chihuly exhibit in the desert. I should know that because Chihuly, I just went to it. I had rented a car and we were able to enjoy visiting this exhibit together. Her company was lovely and it was nice to have a companion. I've always found her very engaging and interesting. She's certainly a lady who lets nothing get in her way, and she's a great example for all of us. I have always loved chatting with her at meetings and getting to know her. What a wonderful and delightful lady she is. Now, don't start crying on me, Polly.
I'll try not to. I'll try not to.
Okay. Is this a surprise for you, Polly?
A great surprise. I just am
Good.
overwhelmed.
She's overwhelmed. It's a great surprise, she said. I remember Pauline, this is from Rose McNeely. I remember Pauline was extreme, capable, dependable, and fun. Our paths crossed for a few years in the 90s, and I count myself fortunate to have spent good times with her. From Kathy Baumgartner, Baumberger. And I talked to her. She's just leaving Florida now and coming back to her hometown. So she was packing up. She couldn't come. Pauline, Pete and I met you at our first ALA meeting, which was in the early 1990s. I didn't realize it then, but I believe it may also have been one of your first meetings. Another fact that I have come to realize is that we share the same birthday, May 4th. That's coming up in another month and a half. So I also think of you on that day. I won't ask you how old you are though. Your support of ALA has always been helpful with your quiet manner, but strong leadership. And your year as president was a good one. Thank you so much. I also enjoyed being roommates during a meeting. I wish you the very best. Okay, Kathy Levinson. I met Pauline shortly after she was widowed when we were roommates at the Omni at an ALA meeting in Chicago. I included Pauline in the inner workings of ALA and was delighted when she continued to be involved in ALA and move up the ladder. Pauline is a very special person, and I'm grateful we connected and worked together for several years. From Nancy Butler. Pauline, your many years of dedication, service to ALA are appreciated. Thank you for all that you have done for ALA. From Barbara Smallwood, who is sitting right next to me right now. Pauline is my idol. I thought I was.
You're number 2.
She's laughing. Oh, he's laughing. She is the most gracious lady ever. She is interesting in what you have to say, and she remembers you from meeting to meeting. Even if you haven't been a member for a long time, I always look forward to seeing her. Now, Stephanie, are you here? Yes. Polly, Stephanie Whitehurst just received last night the 2021 Lifetime Achievement Award and the Outstanding Individual Volunteer of the Year Award. And I asked her to read what she wrote here, and then we'll continue.
Well, first, Polly, congratulations on this honor for you. And I went through my stack of memorabilia, and I have the 3 of your newsletters from when you were president. Wow. And I realized that when you were president, your fall meeting was here in San Antonio. Oh. So I know you wanted to be here, and we really do miss you. But this is, I guess, what I wrote.
Yes, this is what, why don't you sit down,
okay.
huh?
I believe that I have the privilege of claiming the longest ALA connection to Pauline. In 1991-92, Dorothy Bates, Waco, was the president of ALA and encouraged me to become a member. And eventually, I moved up the ladder as you did. When I attended my first board meeting in Chicago back in the early 90s, I vividly remember that meeting. It was one of your very first meetings also. And we selected a seat as far from the president as we could, all the way down the table. To say that I was overwhelmed and a bit daunted and slightly intimidated by the strong leadership that surrounded me would be an incredible understatement. These were quintessential club women, the leadership back then. Not that we aren't clubby ourselves, but they had grown up in today. If they had grown up in today's world, instead of the world of the white-gloved law wives, they would be running Fortune 500 companies. I was blessed by a stroke of luck and unknowingly had seated myself beside another newbie who was totally undaunted and unintimidated as she too attended her first meeting. During that opening meeting, we exchanged a few sideways glances as the alphabet of committees took the floor to deliver their reports. What were these committees? Would we ever put any order to the list of projects, programs, and activities? What were we doing here? My comrade at arms was none other than Pauline Krieger. We continued to participate, learn, and both eventually served as ALA presidents. Through the years, whether attending a board meeting, visiting as she vacationed in a timeshare in Hawaii, or sitting on my patio trying to play matchmaker for our young relatives, Paula has been the thoughtful voice that makes sense of the alphabet of committees and advocates to advance social justice and law-related education for all. I'm proud to have had her by my side as I launched my association with ALA. My hope is that everyone can be fortunate enough to have a 30+ year relationship and friendship with ALA Comrade at Arms. Congratulations.
Also, why don't you sit on one half and I'll sit on the other half?
You're both tiny.
Polly, we want to present you with a little gift from ALA. And I'm going to just put it here and I'm going to let you show it. And
I'm supposed to hold this
you're
up for
supposed
everybody to
hold
see
it.
and for Polly to listen to. You may not can see it, but go ahead, tell her what it
Okay.
is.
This is a talking watch. You'll put it around your neck, and if you push the button, it will tell you the date and the time.
Wow.
And we will push the button. I put it on, I did put it on Minnesota time, but I'm 2 minutes off. 5:23 a.m. Is that the time in Minnesota?
No. This is City Club is here.
Oh, 9:23 it said. Okay, I'm glad. I didn't want you to get up. Anyway, it does have the date too. I might have missed the date here. Anyway, Harold, her son, please try it. Go on YouTube. It took me 45 minutes just to get that far. So anyway, this is for you and I, and we will send this to you. We can't send your picture to you. It's too big, but we'll keep it somewhere for you. Anyway, we all love you and we miss you. And I will talk to you real soon, okay?
Okay, and I'm absolutely overwhelmed. Good. Thank you so much. And I think what we do, and as my husband always said, and having just seen the thing on TV about how we got the Constitution together, and they said it turned out well if we can only keep it. And he always said it was the legal department that managed to keep the Constitution going.
Well, I want you to thank Harold for me for arranging this and for helping me. I appreciate it, Harold, and I know we will meet sometime in the future. In Chicago.
I look
Yeah,
forward to it.
Chicago. Oh, by the way, I want to mention one thing. Well, years ago in Chicago, that's what it reminded me of. You had you were from Rochester and you had a operation, and Harold brought you down right after the operation while you lay in the back seat, so you wouldn't miss our meeting. And I think nobody would have done that. So thank you, Harold, and thank you, Polly. We love you.
Thank you.
We love you. We love you.
I thank you, and I'm looking forward to being at the next meeting we have.
Great.
Wonderful. Take care.
Bye-bye.
And
Let's call it meeting.
greetings to everyone there.
All right, Barbara, you want to?
Yeah, I'm gonna swing it around. Yeah.
That was wonderful. Now we're gonna turn it around.
I'm gonna mute some people here
We have
first.
lots of good folks on board.
That's it.
That was a surprise.
Okay, what's going on?
There.
All right, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yay. Okay, let's call this meeting to order and get going. We've got a lot of stuff to go through. Thank you, Joette and Lucy. If you're not there, wherever you are, this is a lovely program. My gosh. Decorations, what a festive occasion. We're all here. We're gonna get some business done. Let's see. All righty. First of all, why don't we all stand to the Pledge of Allegiance? All right. All right. I have my powerful flag. I took my lesson from Jackie. Let's go. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. And then I have an inspirational word that Janet is going to share with us.
All righty, prayer for productive discussions. God, you are the builder of all things. Please guide us in this meeting. Help us come up with effective strategies that can enable us to move forward as a team in a meaningful way. Help us to generate good plans that are practical, sustainable, and easily implemented. Guide us towards the best way to take action to accomplish our goals. Help us tackle all the topics we need to discuss, come up with excellent solutions, and leave this meeting inspired and on time. Amen.
Thank you. Nice, short, sweet, to the point. I love it. I love it. All righty, let's get started. First thing on our agenda is to approve our past board meeting minutes. And I'm sure everybody's read them with deepest interest. All right, we have two sets. We have the board meeting on Zoom from August 11th, 2021. Anybody, y'all want me to read them? I'm sure everybody's read them, haven't they?
They're very good.
They're very good. They're
minutes.
excellent.
I move that we approve the minutes.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. And it was Jean Skelton who moved and who
Natalie,
Natalie
seconded.
seconded. She's taking the minutes.
You're on mute, Ann.
Could you say that again? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Jean Skelton moved and it
Okay,
was seconded by Natalie Aaron.
And this is for
Okay. The board meeting,
Thank you.
the board minutes, August 11th.
Right.
Approval.
no, I heard that. Thanks.
Okay. Next, I'm sorry, we have three sets of board meetings. The next one is the new board meeting that I rattle off my stuff with right after that. And you can read those if you like, but if you have already read them, anybody want to move to approve them? So moved. Jean Skelton again. A second?
I'll second.
Janet Bullinger seconded. All in favor of approving the new board meeting on Zoom on August 11th?
Say aye. So approved. All right, and the last is a special partial Zoom meeting. for me. This is kind of a hybrid thing that I did on January 27th to discuss our meeting here, kind of a logistically type thing. And it's really kind of cool because it all brought this to fruition. So it was a very productive meeting. So hopefully we had a chance to read it and approve it. So do we have a motion to approve these minutes?
So moved, Barbara.
Second? Okay. Joette, second. The special partial Zoom board meeting of the committee chairs on January 27th is approved.
I'd like to thank Ann for those minutes. They were excellent minutes. You wouldn't have even had to be there to realize what was happening. Thank you, Ann.
She's a lifesaver.
Yeah.
All righty. So next thing on our thing is we'll go through the reports. We'll make them short and sweet if we can. Is my report. It's in your packet. It's the first thing. I'm not going to read through all the stuff I've done, but if you have any questions, it's a laundry list of who I've talked to, what I've done, who I've written, projects, things like that. So that's my report. I'm sticking to it. I do have one or two things that I'm going to add that I'm going to do for the next couple of months before I turn the reins over to Jennifer. And it was one of my initial projects to do, and that is, I don't know if y'all look at the website, but under each committee, there's no description of what the committee does. And I know when I was asking folks to be committee chairs, they're like, what is that? What do I do? How do I do that? Janet was one. Bless her heart. We got like, oh, trying to figure out. So my project is to get my committee chairs to kind of write a little synopsis of what the committee does and how it's formed and what your goals are and what products you produce or what your role is within ALA. So I think that'll be a really kind of cool thing, and it'll be on the internet, and maybe we can put it in the directory as well.
And if possible, can they include a timeline?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. Note of that. Y'all feel free to make notes in that notebook I gave you if you want, or it's just good for doodling if you get bored. It's all right with your mariachi pen or maracas pens. That's what they're. All right. The other thing I want to take care of is the Yergemeyer thing, but I'll wait till we get to that report next. All righty. Anybody have any questions about what I've been up to?
I would like to say that you should all go on and spend some time on the website.
I agree.
You have no idea unless you've really looked at it, how much Noelle has put on that. And like I mentioned last night, she's put the newsletter up there that's got all that information about Stephanie and Evelyn. And I mean, it's just amazing. And it's a beautiful website. And just spend some time and just scroll through it.
We'll get to that on the website before. When I get to that.
Well, I wanted to say things.
Well, thank you. You're very welcome. It's my job. It's my company. So that's
I know.
what I love to do. You know, it's great to be able to do something you like. So that's what
You've done a great job.
Thank you. Our president-elect report, Jennifer. Are you there? Let's unmute Jennifer.
She can unmute herself, I think.
I am here.
Hey, I didn't get a chance to print out your.
My president-elect report, it was very short. It was very short because I haven't been in the position very long, and I'm sorry I'm not there. I would much rather be there than in quarantine with my husband with COVID. So,
Oh dear.
it's just a bummer. I'm missing y'all so much.
You want to read the report to us?
Do you want me to read it to y'all, or?
I didn't get a chance to print it out.
Oh, okay, sure. Let me pull it up on my computer. Sorry, I am so sleepy. I don't feel bad. I am just so incredibly tired with this crazy thing. Let me pull up my report. It's right here. And I'll read it to y'all. It won't take very long. Okay. my president-elect's mid-year meeting report from March 2022 to present. In March 2022, I accepted the president-elect position for the American Lawyers Alliance. I met with current president Noel Roberts for lunch, and we discussed the job description, duties, and role of the president. I spoke also with Stephanie Whitehurst, the nominating committee chair, concerning current officers and directors and who had accepted various positions, et cetera. In April, I began contacting current committee chairs to inquire about serving in current leadership roles, although that I ended up not doing that as I intended because I got sick. So I will be contacting everyone very quickly to see if you want to continue in your current leadership role for the new term or not. I also attended via Zoom the ALA Executive Board meeting and the CAR Committee meeting on April 1st, 2022. And that is basically my report. And I said that I am truly thankful to Noel and the other officers who are helping me to navigate this transition. And I'm very humbled and honored to serve as your president-elect. And thank you for the opportunity to represent this stellar organization.
Wonderful. Well, you're going to be terrific.
I really have some big shoes to fill, so I'll be calling a lot on all of you to help me. And Noelle, of course, has said she will help me as well. So thank y'all so much.
You'll be terrific. Lisa, do you have anything to say as first vice president? You'll wait till next year, right? Okay. Let's see who else. Second VP is Evelyn, and she did not have a report. Anne, do you want to say anything as secretary?
Yes, right at the moment, I would love it when somebody starts to talk, would they just tell me who they are? It's hard, you know, if they're, unless they're on the screen, it's hard to tell. So if you could just say, you know, I'm so-and-so, and then that would really help me. And going back also to the synopsis of everyone's jobs and that kind of thing, we do have under the guidelines and things, we do have a sort of synopsis of that too. And we updated it maybe 4 years ago. So maybe people under procedures and guidelines. So maybe people would take a look at that. Everyone got a copy, I believe, of those procedures and guidelines. But we can certainly find them and send them out, and then people could look at that and see if it still is appropriate.
Good idea.
Okay. Other than that, I have no report, but thank you for your kind words on the minutes. I appreciate it. I can't hear.
That would be great. But I would like to get those updated. Yeah, because I've never seen them. So I don't know where they've been.
They need some updating.
And is that something that Nancy Butler worked on? Because I think she.
Yeah, and I worked on it too, but Nancy has the main sort of, she has the electronic version, I think, of it.
We'll get with Nancy and have that distributed. Thank you.
Right.
Thanks, Ann. All right, the next, and I just pass it around, is Sharon's treasurer report.
Hi, I don't know if you can hear me, but did people get a copy of the treasurer's report?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, well then, I really don't have a lot to say. We just have cash and we have our Morgan Stanley, and not a whole lot has been spent this year. We took in, I did put at the bottom of my income statement that the reason we have $10,000 in cash in our checking account is because of the $10,000 donation that we received, and we haven't spent that yet. And the report does not include the money for the auxiliary support because I dated those checks in April, and this goes through March 31st. But there is we have spent $6,000 on that. Does anybody have any questions?
No, you're going to get some expenses from this meeting that we'll be able to budget for next meeting. So we'll worry.
That's fine.
Okay, thanks, Ann. That's a great, short, sweet treasury report. We are rocking and rolling here, folks. This is great. How are you doing? Yes, that's a very important part of your report.
Uh, it's going to be a long, slow process. I'm not allowed to put any weight on my leg for at least 6 weeks. So, my husband's being a saint and taking care of me and helping me get up and down and whatever I need to do. So anyway, it was a bad break and, I have a huge plate and 7 or 8 pins in it, or screws, whatever they want to call it, and some bone graft. And so it's just going to be a long, slow process. And I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I was really looking forward to this meeting.
I hope it was a very exotic thing that you did.
What?
How did you hurt yourself?
We were exercising the hounds and we had a young hound hooked to an older hound, and they decided that as they were running from one person to another to go past me, and one went in front of me and one went behind me, and they clotheslined my knee.
Oh.
And broke the tibia in several places. So,
Goodness, well, get on the mend so you can come to Chicago, and thank you.
okay,
All righty. Get well, stay well mentally and get well someplace. All right, standing committee reports. Let's see what we have. We should have the awards. Lifetime and Volunteer of the Year Award. Jean, you want to say a word or two?
You can just read the report. I got it kind of, it's changed a little bit from the guidance, and procedures. And it's the green and blue report. It's very pretty. Yeah. So I really don't have anything in addition.
Okay. Do we need new ones for next year?
Yes.
What's our date?
What we did is we, for the first time, we missed a year because the auxiliaries weren't functioning and with the COVID thing. So these kids are kids. These people are the 2021 award winners. There just won't be a 2022. And then we need some for 2023.
So what is your deadline for 2023?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Think
I'll
about
let you know.
Yeah, let me know so we can get the ball rolling and keep it in the forefront of folks.
Yep.
Okay, that's that one. Teacher of the Year.
Well, Margaret has put together some amazing books. I don't know how you do that, but I'll tell you, we had hundreds and hundreds of emails that went out to principals, to teachers, to civic leaders, trying to get them more interested in the award. We now give $3,000 to 3 different teachers, plus the Deborah Jarvis Award in her mother's name, $3,000 for a Title I school teacher. And you'd think with $12,000 out there, people would be clamoring to get these awards. And the numbers have gone down and down and down. This year we had 11 for the Teacher of the Year, and 2 of those plus 1 separate person applied for the Lillian B. Jarvis Award. So, but they're good applications. So as long as we're getting good applications, that's what's important. And we just need to get the word out more. The Teacher of the Year for Title I, we asked Deborah Jarvis, who's the one who donated the money in her mother's name, to be our judge for that. And she has selected a person that is, she said, head and shoulders above. So we have that one named but not announced yet. And then the other 2 judges are previous Teachers of the Year. So they are going to be judges for the other 10, 11 applications. And those will be done by May 1st, and then we will announce those. So we need to talk at some point in time, and just maybe a planning session, maybe not in a full group meeting, but we need to talk about, is there a way we can reach more people and do it better and get more teachers aware out there? Because if we continue to go down, that's kind of a losing proposition. Maybe we start to do things like scholarships. You have really good interest in the scholarship program that you all are launching. So there are different ways we can honor people who are doing law-related education. I just don't.
Well, the nice thing between the Teacher of the Year and the scholarship is they're both sides of the same coin.
Right.
And when we get to the scholarship, I've got a couple of ideas that you can piggyback on as far as getting that word out there.
That'd be great.
Awesome. The next thing we have is our past toy liaison, which is Nancy. And I don't believe Nancy's here. She said she had no report. And I'm a little disappointed. I was really hoping that she could track down some of our past toy award winners. I've got the last 4 years, but prior to that, I wanted to give updates on the website of what they're doing, what they're accomplished, and one of the things we did last meeting was to approve that all past teachers of the year would be honorary members. They bump up our numbers a little bit, but I can't find them and I don't know who they are to give them their certificate and to let them know. So I'm going to try and work with Nancy and maybe get her to start doing a little reading, or need some help, see if she can get some help to do that. Maybe we can track down some of these.
And it may
folks.
be similar with the teachers of the year. A lot of the emails I sent out, those people aren't in those positions anymore.
Right.
So they could have moved on, done
Right.
other things.
It's gonna take a little, it's
Yeah.
gonna take a little sleuthing
Mhm.
to figure this out. Let's see, what is next? Auxiliary support awards. Janet,
Oh, all right.
that's you.
Janet Bollinger Auxiliary Support Program. Well, you received your sheet. We have 10 persons and we dispersed the monies, awarded $6,000. That's about it.
We'll find out who they
Written
are and what they've
right
done
here.
on tomorrow. All righty, the next thing we have is our judicial award. Lisa, you're up. There is a big, pardon me, there's a huge thing in your folder.
I was going to speak up loud.
Lisa, speak up. Yeah.
In addition to the things that he's done listed here, he's on the committee for the education for, can I just sit over
Go
here?
sit here. Yeah. Just speak. Yeah.
Because I know the previous judges that you've selected have all been sort of mock trial. He doesn't do mock trials, but he served on the board for the Houston Bar and for the Texas Bar for Education. For several years, he's done the elementary for Constitution Day, where in Harris County, they teach, there's 100 schools that participate, where they have lawyers go out and read the Constitution to children. So that's for fifth graders. He also participates on the board for the Now You Are 18 for the Texas Lawyers Auxiliary. And so that goes to every Texas student. Harris County is the largest one. I can't remember the numbers, but it's several thousands that they get Now You Are 18, which is now that they're 18, they know their legal rights for that age. So what they have to do, rent a house, all of those things. It's also on Kindle. If anyone wants, and there's an app on Apple.
The books are no longer.
Oh, yeah. And then also what he's done is he's on the committee and co-chair for Teach Texas. It's how to teach seventh grade students about the law, about how Texas started, all of the judges, and several books, it's several lessons. And so the first rollout was for 10,000 students so far. And potentially he would reach, there's, I think, 450,000 seventh grade Texas students that it will eventually reach, but it's sort of rolling out. But so he's co-chaired, he's written, he's rolled it out. So he doesn't do mock trials, but he's reaching a multitude of children. So there's more information about Teach Texas and all of the other stuff in this. There's several pages.
It's a nice handout.
Good. That sounds good. That's good meat to it as
Okay.
far as his.
And I'll get
education.
all the years that he served, but I haven't heard back from Warren Harris.
So I've never served on the judicial committee. What is the procedure as far as reaching out to him to let him know? Obviously, is there anybody who doesn't think that this man is qualified for our judge?
Patricia Adams could speak to that.
Patricia?
She was very active in judicial committee.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, I'm unmuting now. Yes, he absolutely is so deserving that I think that hands down, he should be the one for this year. He's reached a lot of people and a lot more than some of the ones in the past even. So I second it, yes.
All righty. What is the procedure as far as letting him know? Is this something we need to do in advance so he can come to Chicago? And how far in advance do we need to let him know?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I am.
Okay. As soon as our past recipients were selected, then we let them know so they could get us a list of who they wanted to notify. And so we had to get addresses and so forth of everyone they wanted to notify. And some of the winners wanted to notify 100 people. So we had to get all that together and get that sent out. Then we had to know who he wanted at the luncheon.
Okay.
So have to be a determination from this group of how many guests he can invite.
Okay. So why don't you and Lisa brainstorm on procedurally how to reach out and who to contact and the
A letter and a phone call.
letter and a phone call.
The
Jack,
first year when we did it, the president, after we had found which one we were going to honor,
reach
we
out.
let the president know.
Okay.
And then apparently the president just kind of took over after that. Well, it was just a letter. You know, it was just a letter saying, we have chosen you and what would you do? And then he wrote out the letter. Right, and then it goes back to the committee.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The notification was coming from the president.
Okay.
I mean, you could be sign your name.
Okay. Kitty?
Hi, I was chair of the first one, May, and I believe we did, this is Kitty, if you can't tell me. The first one we gave, we had established a procedure for choosing a judge and guidelines. So we did that, when a judge was chosen and approved by the board, and we presented to the board, and they approved the choice, and then we contact the president, contact the winner.
Okay.
The chosen one.
Okay.
And from there, it wasn't quite as formal as having 100 people or anything like that. I don't think it was like that. He was invited to come. Unfortunately, he couldn't come. But I think that's the procedure. The president doesn't invite, and the committee follows up with whatever else.
Okay. Excellent. That's exactly what I was looking for.
Noel, I hate to interrupt, but I could not hear one thing that Kitty, I think anyone who speaks has to come up near your computer or whatever.
All right. Kitty, come up. She's going to come up and re-say what you just said.
Yeah.
She was president when we did.
Just talk here anywhere. You don't have to be in front.
Okay. Okay, Ann, it's Kitty, and I was saying I was the first chair of that judicial award. And we.
I heard Lisa. It was when it went to Kitty that we couldn't hear anything.
Well, I'm kidding. Can you hear me now, Ann?
Yes.
Thank you. Basically, we notified the board approved the selection, and then it was given to the president to contact the person chosen for the award. And then after that, I believe, it's been a while, I believe the committee then did the follow-up work and invited him to come and attend the award ceremony. And he could not come, but we worked around that, and that was it. He was invited, and we didn't have people come for him because he wasn't there. So it wasn't done back then like it is now, where you invite 100 people. It was just the judge.
Noelle, here, question. Do we pay for the judges' travel and?
We do not pay for the judge's travel. We hope he's attending the ABA meeting on his own.
Okay.
We do invite him to the breakfast or lunch, whatever it is. And if he has a guest, it's much like teacher of the year. Well, I guess it's judge too. He invites a guest and however many guests he wants to invite, and we pay for however many guests. But normally it's 3-4 guests from what I recall.
Okay.
Cool. Does that work, Ann?
Yep, that was fine. Thank you.
Thank you, dear.
And when the judge from Michigan won, that's when we were in Chicago. We did invite him to also attend that boat trip that we took.
Right.
But that was just that just sort of happened, and he was very, he was interested in doing that and things. So anyway, but it was just him and his wife is who we paid for at the meeting, I believe. So, at the breakfast.
It's kind of happens as it happens and you work through it when it's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
May I
Joanne.
say one more thing? And this is Joette. I think if I remember right, one of the main reasons we started this judicial award was to get more people to know who we are. And although even the very first judge didn't make it, remember there were 2 or 3 other sort of famous judges
Yes.
from that area who came, and now they know who we are. And then the judge who did come and the judges after, they bring their people. And even the man who wanted 100 guests, he didn't really invite all of them. He was doing that to show off that he won the award. So all those people then know who we are. So I think that's why we started.
The
part of the reason
snowball
we
effect.
started.
Right. Awesome. All right. Well, I think we have a winner. We will next week get the ball rolling on this so we don't. Do we need to vote?
Yes.
All right. All in favor of Judge Fred Busby as our judicial award winner? Any opposed? No? We have a winner. Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. This is lovely. And by the way, Steve Benish's, Jennifer's husband, worked with him and just sang his praises. And said he's the most wonderful, delightful person in the entire world. And I can't wait to meet him.
He is.
Yes.
He is.
All right, the next project is our Yergemeyer Scholarship. Yay, me. Okay, Yergemeyer. Let me pull that out real quick. This baby is ready to go. We have had one person. Yeah, I can't find my little. There we go. One little girl apply already for the Yergemeyer Scholarship. She didn't do it quite right. And then I looked back at the website and I retweaked the form. The way it's set up is we have, and I don't know if y'all have looked at the website and how the scholarship is laid out. I looked at thousands, not thousands, but lots of other scholarship websites and made sure I had magic language on there that, we were discriminating and their information was disseminated, was not going to be disseminated, and just tried to cover all the bases that we needed to cover. One of the things I did is create a little worksheet for them to print out, to fill out all their information, because once they start filling it out online, they can't stop and come back to it. So they have to do it all at once and they have to have it right. And of course, if they screw it up, they can email us and we'll work with them. But this poor little gal, she filled out her worksheet, scanned it and sent it to me. And I can't read a thing on there. So I've reached out. It was actually her college counselor who sent it to us. But we have one. So, and she's very qualified and she seems very nice. One of the things I want to do is I currently have the deadline for May 15th. I want to extend that to May 31st to give us a little more time. One of the things we did, and Barbara was kind of helping, and Kitty has been wonderfully helpful, is to try and reach out to various people that know these students. We have reached out. Kitty, help me out here. Who else have we reached? We have reached out to
Guidance counselors in guidance counselors in various high schools around the country. We reached out to civic education people, Center for Civic Education. They have that on their website right now, your Yergemeyer Scholarship. Just thinking, and a whole slew of individual schools in different parts of the country. Catholic schools that aren't always.
Noelle, she needs to come up to the microphone.
Come on up, Kitty.
Come on down.
Well, another group that I've reached out to is I went through all the past mock trial winners for the last 15 years and reached out to those schools. I've researched who the contact people or the present, either the principal or the mock trial coordinator of each school. And now what I need is I need help with this. Each state, and this is, correct me if I'm wrong, Kitty, apparently each state bar puts on the mock trial competition for each state. No?
Not in Michigan. Center for Civic Ed does.
Okay.
There are different rules in different states.
Okay,
So it's not a
so-
flat
Well,
rule.
that's why I need help. So I Googled this and I said mock trial coordinator people. And they gave me the state of Tennessee bar. And so I started digging. And so I got the information for the state person. Then I realized that each county within the state had a mock trial coordinator.
Right.
Right. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I got all those names. Now I'm kind of halfway through Tennessee, but I figured we need to go and I need some folks to help me dig deep into these contacts. So.
So we divide the country?
We divide the country, but I need some volunteers.
I'll volunteer from Michigan.
Okay.
I can do
Center
Oklahoma.
for Civic Education in Michigan does the mock trial and does the We the People.
Okay.
And I'm in contact with her a lot.
Okay, but if you will get me the emails of anybody and anyone who might know a superstar, that's who we need to contact. So I have 48 other states.
I'm not home.
That was Sue.
That was Sue.
Anyway, can you give us a little background on this award?
Oh, yes. Let me give you a little background. It's in the report, but late summer of 2021, Nancy Haar, who wrote a letter to Jean and said, my mother was a member of the American Lawyers Alliance. And at that point, actually, it was probably 10 years before that.
Yeah, and the reason she contacted me is because I sent the newsletter out.
Right.
So she had my contact information.
And her mother was either in charge of the Teacher of the Year award or was on the
Very
committee.
involved. that's
Very
all.
involved.
She was on the governor's task force for civic
Yeah.
education at one point. Yes.
Yes.
It's really.
And it sounded like she was terrific. Anyway, her mother had passed away and she had a chunk of money that she wanted to do something with. And she wanted to donate it to us to do something. So we're like, this is great. So we put together a little ad hoc committee to kind of come up with some ways to spend her money. And additionally, she was going to give us about $2,000 to $3,000 a year, which was very nice.
Very nice.
And then she came back and she said, I think I want to give $10,000 a year. We're like, holy, this is lots of fun. So the ad hoc committee came up with several ideas. One was a scholarship. Kitty had come up with a way of possibly funding the mock trial, the high school mock trial competitions, paying for the winners' next year's expenses. And then we said, oh, why don't we do a hybrid of the two? Well, we presented it to Nancy Haar and she said, let's do the scholarship. Right. And I was like, oh,
a
boy.
lot more work.
Be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. So that's what we've been working on. And we'd really like to be able to offer the scholarship to a student and have them either come to Chicago or meet us via Zoom. So that's our goal. And so I need some folks to help me dig down and dig deep so we can get these names and email addresses to send. I have a great big letter that I've sent out that kind of explains what it is and all the links and who we are. And it's been well received. It's just premature. A lot of these kids are doing their college applications right now anyway.
All right.
Yes.
Doesn't the Center for Civic Ed, she's our liaison.
I've already sent those.
So that's already been.
It's
done.
on their website. The information about the scholarship
Yes.
is on their website. They
Okay.
put it
Yeah,
really
that's
right
good.
up there. It's great.
But we need to get down and into the.
We get
into
to
the-
that.
Yes, Natalie.
Okay, I think Linda Jarvis was ahead of it in California, in Sacramento. So you might get a hold of her. I don't know if she's on the.
She's not.
She's not on the
there.
call.
Okay, but she wrote something to me. So Linda Jarvis had that because I remember the kids being over there and all that.
Okay. Is she computer savvy to research? Okay.
No, Bob certainly is.
Bob is.
Bob
Yeah.
made the
So
Noel, could you just repeat what she just said? Because again, we cannot hear.
Oh, it's Natalie. I just was saying that Linda Jarvis was part of this mock trial in Sacramento, and she might be a good person to contact.
Okay.
So
Okay, this is Virginia Sampson. Can you explain more what you want people to do?
I want some folks to start researching possible contacts that we can send this letter to say, we are offering the scholarship. And you can use your imagination. It doesn't have to be a mock trial coordinator. It can be a college counselor. It can be, I don't know. There's no formal body of emails out there that I could buy or do. So we're having to just do a bit of research so we can get our name out.
Okay, and the requirements are a high school student, senior student, and what's the other one?
All right, the criteria is.
Well,
And
you
it's
want,
not-
we want somebody who served, this is Kitty, who served on the student council, been involved in any kind of leadership role in their school, has even been a We the People participant, a mock trial participant, or something like that, who would possibly have an interest in the law. They wouldn't have to say, I'm going to major in law or anything, but just have an interest or a background. Was that our, go ahead. Yeah,
Okay,
you've got the
I
words.
pulled it up on the website. The criteria to meet the scholarship, and it's pretty rigorous. Must be a high school senior planning to attend an accredited four-year college. The student must have a GPA of 3.5 or higher. The student must submit a 500 to 750 word essay explaining the importance of law-related education in society. The student must complete the online application. They must submit their transcript, copies of their SATs, ACT scores, and get 3 letters of recommendation, and they must be a citizen.
And how much is the scholarship?
$10,000.
You think they can get that done by May 31st?
I've got, yeah.
Okay.
They're writing essays like crazy too.
They should be.
All right, Sue?
Couldn't we talk to the counselors?
Do you know how many high schools and how many counselors there are?
Yeah.
Give me their names and I will send them the letter. It's there.
That's what you want.
That's right. I need emails.
But how many have you already sent out, Noel? Haven't we sent
Oh.
like 200 or more?
Almost 300.
300. So we have been out, I mean, she's been beating the bushes. We all been beating the bushes, looking,
Is there
suggesting.
like a guidance council organization?
No.
for
No.
every state
No.
or anything like that?
No. There is not. Unfortunately, if there would, I would have given my first child.
She'd be upset.
Jody,
Okay, so,
speak up so Ann can hear you.
okay.
Do you want to come down here?
Okay. Do I just talk right here?
Yeah, just sit in and talk here.
Hello. Hi. I'm Dodie Manning, and I am president of the local bar of the San Antonio Bar Auxiliary. This is my idea. I'm pretty familiar with how school districts work since I worked in a school district and I'm still part-time working in one. For example, Northside has 110,000 students just in Northside. My suggestion is that, for example, I could contact the person that is the counselor coordinator in central office at Northside, at Northeast, at Alamo Heights, Judson. We have 12 districts here in San Antonio, for example. We can also contact for your teacher of the year, the person that is secondary social studies coordinator. And they can disseminate all of this to their counselors. Secondary social studies coordinator can disseminate all of this to their government and social studies teachers. So to me, that is the simplest thing, is for us to just go around and say, where are you from and which districts do you want to contact? I mean, I can do this for Northside. I can do it for 5 districts this summer.
You're on.
Okay, so I mean, I'll split it up with some of my cohorts here. We have 11 districts in San Antonio, or 12 now,
But
I
you see
think.
how massive this project
It is massive, and that's just public. That's not private
Right,
school. So we'll talk about it at our next board meeting, but
Please.
that would be my suggestion. That's the simplest. You don't need to send out thousands of emails. You just need to find out, you just need to contract central office of
Okay.
each
School district.
school district and say, who is your coordinator for, who is your counselor's coordinator, who's their boss, and who's the secondary social studies coordinator. And that pretty much covers the ball field.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Happy to do it.
Every state works like that.
It may not.
They may not. I know that's how it works in Texas.
Okay, well,
Yes,
it's,
ma'am.
it's,
I'll volunteer for
Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. Virginia is gonna volunteer for Pennsylvania. All right. Any other states out there? Come on, guys. Pick a state, any state.
Yeah. That's all I have.
Can't hear.
Okay, y'all, if you're saying something substantial, let Ann know, or we're just mumbling.
It's okay. Don't worry about it, Ann.
Okay.
I will send out a. Please, please.
I-
please
I will do California.
All right, Ann, okay.
Okay. I mean, how far I'll get, I don't know, but I'll try.
Okay, Virginia's gonna help you with California also. So you two coordinate on California. This is also kind of, you know, and we may not get every state, and it's a process. So this is our first year, and hopefully we'll get more next year, and whoever's gonna take over this project from me, is gonna really work it. Yes, Rita?
It's such a big job, it just seems overwhelming. Maybe we focus on our members areas and say, that way we'll, and we learn from that rather than taking on.
Well, you know, I'd hate to miss somebody. The one gal who applied is from Connecticut. She's from Connecticut, and I had no connections in Connecticut. She found out, so, you know.
Did I miss how she found out?
She didn't fill that out. Like I said, she didn't fill out her form quite correctly, and she's gonna redo it. So hopefully we'll find out at that point. Kitty?
Aren't we on a website, scholarship.com or something? You got us
Yeah.
on there?
Well, I have applied for that, but it said it may take up to 6 months to get us posted. So for next year, we should be on scholarship.com, and I forget the name of the other one there too.
Fast web.
Fast Web, yes.
Okay, so no, I'll do Montana. I think we need to get the rural people that.
All right.
outside the city.
Virginia's doing Montana.
Get to some rural areas, you know, some states that need that.
Okay. Well, let's start, and I'll send out an e-blast to asking folks to pick a state and just to research, and if they don't get every county and every school district, that's okay. But I think the more the better, and we will share those names with our Tory committee because they're basically the same folks. And if they're not doing the teachers, they can hand the stuff to the teachers, so. Thank you. I think it's gonna be really cool. At least we've got one person in the pipeline, if nothing else. All right, that was my thing. All right, we have the car committee.
Okay, the car information's in your packet. For those who are new or don't know what the car is, some years ago, and I don't know exactly, Kitty, you may know the exact year. Mrs. Carr died, had no heirs, and she left money to ALA because she'd been active in ALA. And it was around $330,000, as I recall. And that money has been invested and it's been invested, I don't even remember, maybe Piper Jaffray before, it's now with Morgan Stanley. And about in 2019, we decided that we wanted to, it's been in very safe investments. It's been in treasury bonds and very secure investments. And it's just kind of maintained. And we decided in Las Vegas that maybe it'd be a good idea to take some of that money and put it in something a little bit more lucrative as far as returning money back. So we put $100,000 in BlackRock, and BlackRock has done very well. You can see by the stock price in December of 18, it was $392. And last week it was $779 a share. So it has gone up considerably. And some of this fell off the side, but when I talked with Morgan Stanley last week, the year-to-date returns are not great. S&P is down about 5%, bonds down about 4%, but our ALA investments are down about 2%, and that's just year-to-date. So you know how the market's been going kind of crazy anyway. But our goal is we will never touch the 330. That will always remain constant. We won't go below that, and we will then continue to watch this grow. And what's interesting about the chart is it continues to grow. We expend money for our meetings. We expend money for our teacher of the year. We expend money for all sorts of things, and our money is just staying constant, which is very good. Dividends are about $10,000 a year from our investments, and those are reinvested back into what we have. So I'm real pleased with the way it looks. It's gone, the market goes down and it goes down a little bit. BlackRock is a very solid investment company, so I'm real pleased with that. The very back sheet shows you, somebody asked me on our call last week, do they change their investments? Oh, yeah, they change their investments. As you can see by the green chart, those are stocks that they were invested in 2019. They're still invested in 2022. And Darko, they were invested in. The red chart is stocks they're invested in 2019, stocks they're no longer invested in. And then the other two charts are just kind of a mix of things that they were invested in or things they've added to their list. So it's a constantly moving thing. It's not just, these are the stocks that we're watching forever. So I'm real pleased with that. The people at Morgan Stanley are very responsive. I mean, I sent her a note and got an answer back the next morning, and then she sent me a chart about what we're doing with our investments. So we're good. I'm very, very pleased with that.
We're a nice big client. They should.
Well, not as big as many.
Yeah, right.
We have a half a
I,
million.
I love it that we're basically almost self-sustaining.
And we are. We are
That's awesome.
self-sustaining. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you. The next committee is our law-related education resources. Mary Ann, you want to say something? I've got your report in here.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can. Speak up.
Okay, because my camera is new and I'm just getting familiar with it. I'm assuming everyone received a copy of my report. Is that correct, Noel?
Yes. Mary Ann.
And by the way, this is Mary Ann on the speaker. And there's only been one person that has said who they were before they started speaking. And I don't know how Ann can take any minutes that are be accurate without knowing it. The one saving factor is that we do recognize voices. We cannot see you speaking because the picture is so small. So please remember to say your name so we know who's speaking at least.
Can you speak louder, Mary Ann?
I'm not sure where the speaker is on this thing to know where to speak into it. Can you hear me better now?
Just raise your voice. Don't worry about where the speaker is.
Okay. One thing about law-related education, if you have that paperwork in front of you, there are a lot of links there that you can share with people. The third page, I believe, is a page that you can give to any teacher you know so that our material on the web is used. It is being used. If you'll notice the views that have been shown on the YouTube videos. Andy McKean is still alive. He's retired. He's moved from Colorado to Missouri, and he's still sending out constitutions to people. It's alive here in Saginaw. I hope that others are doing this Constitution project because it's very important, especially now. People need to know what's in the Constitution before they can decide whether they want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. So please try to get the Constitution out into your community. I'm doing it all the time here, even though I'm hibernating most of the time. So please read all of those things. All of those links are still current. I've checked every one of them. And Noel, I think that one section on the Constitution project could be replaced with what I've said in that list. Maybe I can send it to you separately so you'll replace it on the website.
I can do that. Hey, Mary Ann, while we got you here, these things are great on the website. I know people use them. Can you come up with some new things too? Maybe do a little research and see if we can expand our education resources. I know lots of other states do some fun things. Maybe you could kind of surf the web and see what's out there that we can add and piggyback off of. This is a great start, but I'd like to add to it.
I'm not quite sure I heard everything you said there. One thing that I thought would be good on the website is to move up our ALA stuff to the top. You have all of the other organizations that we're referring people to before us. And I think our information should be at the top of the list on the website.
But it would be nice to have some new fresh stuff on there as well. So maybe you can find some additional YouTube videos that we could add or some scripts.
I'm constantly looking for things and ideas.
Okay,
And
great.
people can come to me with it and to give me information of what's going on.
Okay. I will
And
put that in the
projects that
next
can be
newsletter
done.
To reach out to you if they've got some ideas. How about that?
Okay,
All right, well, thanks. This is a great report and lots of good stuff in there. All righty, is that any questions for Mary Ann? All righty, thank you. All right, the next one is our Long Range Planning and Marketing Committee, which is Kitty. Come on up, Kitty. You get your exercise today, aren't you?
Diane, it's Kitty. And actually, the report that is printed out, and you probably don't, well, you have it online. It pretty much sums it up. Is Lucy on Zoom? No, okay. Okay, well, Lucy and I have been coordinating with this, and we've decided to do this together, the marketing and long-range planning. We have not really had a meeting, but I have asked people who are on the committee before to return, and they are returning. So we're very happy to have the same people back on. It's Jackie Rothermel, Mary Ellen Borgelt, Linda Eagle, Lucy Harrison, Joette Rieger, Noel Roberts, Ann Sandarelli, Barbara Smallwood, and Peggy Lucier. And basically what I did for the report is mention or write up the things that Lucy had done in the past at a couple of our meetings, the mission statement to foster understanding and respect for the American legal system. And then you can read the 2 one-minute message statements that the board came up with during a couple of those meetings. And I always like the one, always use the full name of the organization, American Lawyers Alliance, instead of just saying ALA. We use the social media is very important, and the goals increase membership, increase awareness. So those are our goals. And the marketing committee, as you know, we produced that brochure, which is out, but 2 years old, maybe. It seems like 3 years old. And my recommendation is that we update that brochure because we've now added the Jungermeyer Scholarship and the Title I Teacher of the Year Award. And I thought we should put that into the brochure. A couple of other suggestions is have name tag lanyards made for the ABA meeting. So when you walk around, you'll have American Lawyers Alliance and the website on the lanyard. I've seen that at other meetings and that seems effective. Have business cards made with the ALA logo and at least the contact website of the ALA. I was someplace the other day talking about the Jungermeyer Scholarship Award and they said, well, do you have information? Well, I didn't have anything with me. I didn't even have the brochure, which I normally sleep with. But anyway, I didn't have that. So I just had to write out, American Lawyers Alliance. And I thought, boy, if I had a little card that had that, it doesn't have to have my name, it doesn't have to have anything, just that, the logo and the website. So I'm proposing we do that for the August meeting. And I have a couple of other proposals in the brainstorm. But basically, that's what we're talking about is updating the brochure is going to be our big thing, getting name cards. What's that called? Yes.
Business cards.
Business card. I knew there was a proper term. Thank you. Anyway, and that's my report. Any questions? Any suggestions?
We have bought some name tags the year we were in San Francisco.
But she's
But-
talking about printed ones.
They have a lanyard and you have.
Lanyard.
Yeah, we'll have that one, right. But that lanyard, the thing would have American Lawyers Alliance and
The
the
lanyard itself.
and the logo, website, something, conversation starter, like, type thing. And you can wear that around Chicago. Be fabulous.
You could also put some cards in.
Yes, that's good. And I know Sue Bennett came up with cards a few years ago and we used those and those were great.
I could come up with cards for you tomorrow.
I know you can.
She could do it right the same.
Well, while she's sitting there.
Vistaprint is my go-to. Vistaprint is easy and cheap and fast and 99% of the time they're pretty good. Sometimes they'll screw it up, but yeah, it's great. Yeah, well, I'll come up with a couple of designs, generic
Great.
designs.
Okay,
That match the logo.
so we'll just have to do this. Okay.
Do they, Vistaprint, do they do things like lanyards?
Oh,
or
yeah.
they just
Oh, do they?
print
Oh, yeah.
everything?
Yeah. They do mostly paper stuff, but they have a side business that does that.
Oh, because I've gone online to look at lanyards. I didn't know Vistaprint did
Go to,
those.
go to Vistaprint and then
Okay.
they have a sister company that does promotional products.
Okay, I'll have to look for that. I
There's a
didn't
link
know it.
there.
Yeah.
You know, I might mention too, that the hotel has our name out in 2 or 3 different
That's
places.
wonderful. I don't know who did that.
You know,
Joette.
I thought that was very good.
Joette.
That's good advertising.
No, that was so
Yes.
helpful to come off
And
the
it was
elevator and go,
helpful
oh,
too.
yeah, perfect. Thank you. Okay, anybody has any ideas? You know where I am, right down. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. We are rocking and rolling here, folks. This is great. All right, next up, Stephanie. Nominated. Oh, goodness. Okay, I jumped the gun here.
You
Never
missed me.
mind.
It's
I
okay.
missed you. Barbara. I've been scribbling. Membership.
Okay, I brought the leftover rosters. They're at the back of the room on the table there. So if anybody's new and doesn't have one, if you lost your original one, if you just want an extra one for the meeting, they're back there and that's it. We'll print them again, not for the Chicago meeting, because we need to make sure that people get their dues in. So it'll probably be printed in November and then mailed out to people. If there are any updates that you need to your information in the roster, get that to me before I send it to print. I keep the database of everything I am aware of that needs to be changed. But if I don't know, then it doesn't get changed. So, actually, I could take them up to the Chicago meeting because I won't print it until probably September, October. And the way we do it is those who have paid their dues in the last 12 months are in the roster. Those who paid but didn't pay 2 years ago, but not last year, they'll be in the roster. But any further back than that, we're not going to print them in the roster. So you need to pay your $25 dues in order to get your name and all your contact information in the roster. The roster also contains the bylaws and the auxiliaries and their information that I have. Usually that's late. Usually they change their officers in the middle of the summer, and we don't get that information until after the book is printed. But there's always a contact in there of whoever was the contact information at the auxiliary.
One thing I think we need to work on is figure out a way to streamline the process.
Yeah.
We have checks going to Sharon. We have some information going to Barbara. We have some information going to me for the website. I have put on the website an update feature form. Oh, I saw that big yawn. We keeping you up, Tony? Well, coffee? Anyway, there is a feature on the website, and I think I have the information going to you as well.
I did get a form processor thing the other day
Yes, from Natalie.
from Natalie with her phone.
So that's working.
Yeah, that did work.
Okay,
I think it's when the checks get entered, I don't always get that info.
okay. Sharon, do you have any ideas on that? Are you muted?
I think she's stepped away from the.
Oh, she may have.
No, I can't think of anything right at the moment. I'll try to think about it.
Usually a couple times a year, Sharon will send me the software printout of who has paid their dues, as well as which auxiliaries have paid. And that's helpful because that gives me a way to update.
One thing, I know people who pay online through PayPal, I can access the back end of PayPal. Do you have the login? I can get that to you, and then you can see immediately who's
Okay.
paid.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
For instance, Annie April joined, like, she is bigwig with the Austin group, and she's terrific. But she joined right before this meeting, and she paid on PayPal.
Okay, yeah.
So
I wouldn't know that.
All right, well, let me, I'll
Okay.
get you that, and that's at least one way of making sure the information is there.
Good. Anything we can do will help.
Okay. All right.
No, you.
Are you the one that would be doing the sustaining membership?
I track it. I think Joette is really more outreach and I'm really more the database and keeping that updated and printed. And are you outreach? Your name's on there.
Yes, she's next.
I think we did have someone that was sustaining who would contact the life members and encourage them to continue to be sustaining, but I don't know who that was. I put a notice when I send out the roster, I put a yellow piece of paper inside there, the printing people do. It says pay your dues, and it gives the options of how you pay your dues. Sustaining is on there, but I don't know that we've pushed it.
We have not pushed sustaining that I'm aware of.
Well, it's dropped down every year. In fact, I had it in my report. We have fewer this year than
So,
we had.
so the purpose of sustaining is to do what?
Well, we have a lot of members who are lifetime members.
Right.
And they paid their $300 or they were honorary in their lifetime. And then they don't pay anything anymore. And as a 501c3, you have to continue to get influx of money into your organization or you don't qualify for the nonprofit designation. So if people who have been lifetime members, come on, pay $25 to be a sustaining member every year. That helps. It helps us. It helps the organization, and it's not a big deal.
And it's really not officially dues because of the contribution.
Right.
So therefore, we can use it for our. All right, why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? In the next e-blast, why don't you write me up a little blurb
Okay.
about what the benefits are of becoming a sustaining life member and that it's a donation.
It's a donation. And it's another designation in the roster
Because
because you can go
everybody-
in there and you'll see, oh, they're sustaining.
Everybody needs a tax deduction these
Mhm.
days. So let's do something like that and see if we can get that up a little bit.
Will do.
Right. So if I could interject. So once you become a life member, the sustaining life is a suggested amount of $25, but you can give whatever you want. And that is considered a donation for your taxes.
Yeah, some people
Rather
give
than dues.
50, some give 100. It doesn't make any difference. Sustaining is just, I'm committed to ALA and I'm going to continue to support it financially.
And will a letter be sent out for income tax?
Do we do a receipt of some sort?
A letter is supposed to go out for income taxes. I haven't received mine yet, but
On sustaining? Because I don't get any requests for who has been a sustaining member.
Can I just?
no, that's supposed to go through Alice.
Yeah, this is through Madison. It is considered an institution, so it does go through Alice.
Excuse me, Janet Bullinger, I did receive a letter from her, I think, for IRS. I have to check. I did get a letter from Alice. So
I
she
would say
does do that.
suggest that you keep your proof of payment,
Right.
just in case you.
I
don't-
also, this is Jennifer. I also received a letter from Alice for my taxes.
Right.
I do.
Okay, good.
This is Ann Santarelli.
Oh, she's on it.
Good.
But I think there's some coordination needs to be between,
Which is what sustaining is.
So it's really Alice's.
Sharon, did you get my check yet?
No,
It should come in. I mailed it on Monday. I mailed a check for it to become a life member in January after my husband died, but she never received it. And when I called her, she did not receive it, she said. So I sent another one on Monday. And if you don't get it within a couple of days, give me a call, will you please?
The mail is very, very.
Very
slow.
I know it's very slow, but not from January. And
Oh.
I had sent her a thank you note too, and she did, so it was in the thank you note, and she didn't get the thank you note. For some reason, she didn't get the mail at all.
I thought you didn't know.
No, but the $300 I did send again,
Okay.
so it's been sent.
Did you send it to Alice or to Sharon?
I
Yeah,
sent it
Sharon.
to Sharon.
Okay.
That's, isn't that what?
Yes,
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Perfect.
okay, all right.
I still have, yeah, I still have your email and I was going to email you when I received it. I haven't received it yet, but if you mailed it on Monday from out west, I may not get it till today or tomorrow.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Really slow.
Would this be a good time to introduce two people that I've never seen in our meetings before? They're one of newer members.
Well, yes, I think it would be,
And they
I'll tell
can
you
tell
what,
us a little bit
why
about
don't we do this?
themselves.
Why don't we take a little potty break?
Right.
5 or 10 minutes and we'll reconvene back here and we'll let the new members introduce themselves. If they so choose. Otherwise I get to talk about y'all.
Okay, we're going to take a 5-minute break,
Maybe 10 minutes.
Maybe 10.
maybe 10,
Maybe 10.
but I won't shut you off.
We have to find the bathroom first.
I bet they're pretty easy.
Do
Oh,
what?
I bet they're pretty easy. They're like signs like this. I think, we're missing you guys. They are on the website. Let's see. I think it's.
Miss y'all too.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Barbara, what do dues do?
What do I do? Oh, when are they due? The official year starts September 1. And if you send it in to Sharon before September 1, she typically holds them. So it makes her accounting easier for the fiscal year. So it won't get cashed until after September 1. But it's easier. That's why it's easier to do it ahead of time and just she'll hold it.
The dues are payable by October 1st. Should they make sense?
Well, they're late if they come in after October 1st. Yeah.
Okay, so I need to note that, so before October.
Before October 1st. Yeah.
If you say the cutoff date in the directory is August, are you?
No, I don't publish the directory until September or October. So
If dues aren't coming in until September 1.
well, I count everybody who paid dues last year. They'll be in the roster. You've got to go 2 years without paying dues, and then you're dropped from the roster. Yeah. Yeah, we tried it 1 year with doing it, publishing it with dues that come in, but it just didn't work that way. And I hauled all the rosters up to Chicago but everything, it's better to wait until we get the dues, and then everything is current when it goes out.
It's auxiliaries and individual members.
Yeah. Yeah. But we do have an auxiliary liaison person who is supposed to be in touch with each of the auxiliaries, reminding them to pay their dues. I don't know who it is.
Dominic.
Dominique, okay.
It's very good.
It's holding me up.
Oh, perfect. She's ready.
Was there a smile somewhere? Yeah, the second one was a smile, right? No, that's.
We have a new member. Cindy Barney has come.
Good.
Something like that.
Like 2 minutes. Oh, you know, it'd be nice to have a picture of water.
Never mind. I'll tell you later.
Hi, Jane.
It's still on, yeah. No. Oh, yeah.
Judy, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mary Ann. Yes.
I've been trying to reach Alice on the phone and she's not picking up. Have you heard from her recently?
I have not heard from her in quite a while.
I've tried both of her phones. She's probably just out. Hopefully that's all, but she is supposed to be coming to the Zoom meeting.
Okay, well, if you get a hold of her, tell me what her status is and I'll try and reach her also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, one of us should try to reach her before tomorrow so she can be there tomorrow.
Could you- could-
Hopefully it's for that. Ann, are you able to?
Okay.
Ann? Can you hear
Pardon?
me?
Yes, but there's a lot of background noise there.
Yeah, I don't know what the noise is. I can hear a little bit.
A lot of people talking at the same time.
Well, we can talk too right now, I guess. Why not?
Minutes I've ever taken.
Okay, Ann, how about if you get the meeting rolling?
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear from y'all. I was worried I was the only one that wasn't hearing the meeting.
Yeah. I keep telling them, whoever's speaking, come up to the computer.
Yeah. And I sent you a copy of my report because I didn't know if you needed it for the secretary. So I sent you a copy of my little report.
Wonderful, wonderful.
It should be in your email.
I'm gonna need every piece of help that I can get.
Well, you do such a great job on the minutes. You do an excellent job.
I'm also recording it on my phone at the same time. That really helps.
That's good.
Plus, I have the recording that Barbara sends me after this meeting from from
Yeah.
Zoom.
She's recording there too.
Yeah. So between them all,
Well, y'all forget.
They'll be corrected. They'll be corrected if it's not right. So don't worry about it.
Forgive me for not showing my picture, but since I have COVID, I feel pretty good, but I don't look very good. So I'm going incognito today. No picture.
Did Steve get it?
Yes, he has a very mild case and that's very good. He does have it and he's able to work from home. He just has a little cough.
All the best to both of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Remind me, were you or are you president of what group? And you're president this year? All right. I knew it was one. Let's everybody get back to our seats. Let's wrap this puppy up, shall we?
The one that's all white. Oh, that's Patricia. She wasn't there. It's not her.
What is that? All right, everybody back? Are we, have some AWOLs? Virginia's not back? All right, well, we've got some new faces on here today that might be nice if y'all want to. I know, I'll wait on her. So we've got Dominique. Do you want to tell us a little bit, tell everybody about yourself?
Alice is calling me.
Good.
Okay. Hey,
Wait,
why doesn't she come over here?
Yeah.
Dominique,
Yeah,
can you
she's
come
coming.
over? They're complaining over here. that they can't hear you.
Thank you.
No problem.
You don't have to worry about being in front of it, just so they can hear you.
Okay.
Please say your name because I didn't.
Okay, my name is Dominique Varner. I'm from Houston and I am a practicing lawyer. I'm a partner actually at a law firm in Houston called Hughes Waters and Askenase. I do bankruptcy law and probate, and I also do a lot of foreclosures, but foreclosures have been kind of on hold during COVID. So that's why I do more probate. That's why I kind of shifted to probate. But now that foreclosures are no longer forbidden, we're moving forward with them again. And now I'm going to start to become very, very busy again, which is fortuitous that the timing. So I have been, during COVID, I've been the president of the Houston Bar Association Auxiliary the past 2 years. It's really a one-year position, but I just kind of redid my first year since it was so pathetic. We redid it. So that year is coming to an end, actually, April 22nd. I will be handing the gavel to a new person. But it's been a good, fun 2 years. I met Noelle, and she's actually on my board, and she's our website coordinator. That's how I met her.
Everybody else is.
She did, I know. So she introduced me to ALA. I didn't know anything about it. Didn't even know it existed. So she came onto my board and completely redid our website and did such a fabulous job. I mean, our website is amazing.
really nice.
It is amazing. Thanks to Noelle. And we are actually celebrating our 75th anniversary of our HBAA organization. That's also happening on April 22nd. We're kind of doing everything. We're having our annual meeting. We're celebrating our 75th. So we're trying to bring in some people from our local bar in Houston are going to be at that. And then we're also awarding our scholarships. So I guess our big thing is we also have a charitable fund with our auxiliary, and that for the past 18 years or so has given scholarships to each of the 3 law schools. We have 3 law schools in Houston, and we give $5,000 to each of the 3 law schools,
Wow.
to a student from each of the 3 law schools. So we're in the process of reviewing our applications as well. I think they were due April 1st, and we're going to be selecting on April 15th. And then awarding at the April 22nd luncheon. So it's a very busy day. I've kind of blocked off that whole day. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. I've been in HBAA for probably the past, I think I joined in 2015. And before that, I had been president of the Houston Young Lawyers. So we have a young lawyer organization in Houston that is for attorneys that are 36 and under. And so I was in that organization for about 10 years, coming out of law school, and I became president of that my last year of eligibility, which when I was 36. So I did that. I was president of that for 2006, 2007. Then I had my baby. So I have 2 boys. I have a senior in college who is graduating from Loyola next month. This is an incredibly busy time for me. He goes to Loyola New Orleans.
The Symphony League, so that might have been why I was there.
Right.
But yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, did you say?
I was out of town.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Did you? Yeah, I was.
Go ahead. Oh,
She's muted.
oh, okay. I didn't know she was saying something about
Was she
Loyola.
talking to her?
She's sorry, somebody.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So yeah, my senior, he's graduating with a degree in music industry. He's in a rock band. He thinks he's going to be a rock star. So that's his degree. He's also in these little bit parts. You know, they film a lot in New Orleans. So he calls me every week. He's like, "Oh, I got a new part." I'm like, "Okay, when are you actually going to class?" But anyway, so he's finishing up with that. And then I have a younger son who's a sophomore at Straight Jesuit in Houston, and he's getting ready to look at colleges. So that's his thing. Yeah, he's my helper. He comes and helps us a lot. So yeah, that's me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Welcome. Welcome. Glad to have you.
I just want to publicly thank Noelle for saving HBAA. And she's been awesome. She's growing in all of these young lawyers. We just have so much support now and we're on a good basis.
And here.
Yeah, we recruited a lot from HYLA.
I think I kind of figured out that that's where our new members need to be coming from, and the young ones. What happens is when they're done with that, the only real, there's an option to go to the HBA, which is the big lawyer group, and a lot of them don't really want to go. And it's such a huge group and it's very political. And so I think a lot of them sort of like coming this way instead, because we're not.
And a little bit more social.
I think so, yeah, exactly.
They're awesome. All right, now our next new member, okay, Dodie or Virginia, who wants to go next?
Gotta come up to the machine.
Virginia, come on up and tell us about yourself.
Virginia Sampson. So I got involved in the Austin Lawyers Auxiliary and was invited to join this group. So I'm my first meeting. I'm a lawyer in Austin. I've lived in Austin for, gosh, 15 years, I think. So I have 4 grown children and 4 grandchildren. Sorry, we just had a new one. So yeah, so you know, I practiced estate planning, probate. I was a litigator for most of my career, but I've been admitted to practice law in 4 states. I've taken 3 bar exams, and
Glutton for punishment, aren't you?
yeah, I know, and you know, I like this is just a great group. You know, I really enjoy Noel, and everybody invited me, and it's just I'm really enjoying it. So it's nice to meet all of you, be a part of all of this.
And our newest, Dodie, come on up. Hello. Come on in. All right, go ahead.
I have to look at them.
No.
Hola, hola, soy Dodi. Bienvenidos to San Antonio. Viva fiesta. I'm Dodi. As you can see, I, like most people in San Antonio, I'm bilingual. I'm a native San Antonian. I'm president of the San Antonio Bar Auxiliary, the oldest bar auxiliary in the state of Texas. We're 84 years old, and we have a really fabulous bar auxiliary. I have to tell you, my breath is just taken away by how wonderful our members are, how blessed I am to have the board I have, including Rita. And they're just amazing. We are just doing so many things and have even brought up we have a new outreach this year, which is helping to serve dinner to the foster care children that are in a program that is sponsored by 4 different presiding district judges here who advocate for foster children who are graduating out of the foster care system. And through mentorship and these judges, they're really doing some fabulous things to improve how these young people can start their lives productively. So we've become part of that, and it's really gratifying. I think all of you know, whenever you start a new outreach, there's always challenges, and part of the joy is the discovery of how you make it happen. So that's been really great, and I'm just delighted to meet people from around the country. I'm just so excited about this. I will tell you also the bags that have the Fiesta ribbons are from our bar auxiliary. And I have to tell you, Rita has really been working hard, going back and forth and doing things. And we've been working on this together. Inside that, we have a little handout with the schedule. If you are going to the La Vita Nyosa behind the scenes tour, you can meet in the lobby, but then you need to meet your guide on the Presa Street Bridge at 3 o'clock. And so there'll be a guide there to meet you. I think Rita's got tickets, right, that you're going to give out or give to Noel. And you need a ticket. You'll meet him there. The Presa Street Bridge is about 2 blocks from here. And there's the Briscoe Museum is on that corner, so you can't miss it. It just goes right over the river there. And wear tennis shoes because it is very uneven. La Vita has cobblestones, it has bricks, it has very uneven surfaces. So ladies, wear flat shoes. That's all. And great. So we don't meet in the lobby at 3.
You can.
Well, you can and meet your group, but all of you need to get over to the Presa Street Bridge.
So we should be in the lobby at 2:45.
Yeah, probably, and be on the Preston Street Bridge at 3 o'clock. Yes, that would be perfect. Yeah, and it's just, it's a bridge that is right next to the Briscoe Museum.
These are the bridges like this.
Yeah, but this one's a flat bridge. This is just a flat bridge that goes over the river.
Is there someone who can meet everybody in the lobby to guide them over?
Yeah.
Need help.
Um,
You want to talk about that now? You want to know
We'll do that at the end. How
Okay,
about that?
so that's it. And all I can say is, vaya con Dios y buenos días en ten un buen día. That means go with God and have a great day. Bueno, bye.
Thank you, Jody.
You're welcome.
Very, very exciting. We have the new members, fresh blood or fresh meat, however you want to put it. Okay, get back on schedule. Nominating report, Stephanie.
Hello. You have a copy of the nominating committee report.
Good.
The nominating committee report, the other members on that committee are, three of them are here today. Sue Bennett, Joette Rieger, and Sue Patterson, and myself. So we've been meeting just on telephone and have actually got the slate fairly well solidified. The slate will be given out about, the bylaws say within a month, 30 days prior to our annual meeting in August. So 30 days prior to that, at some point you'll be expecting to receive an email with notification of who the slate is that you will be voting on at the annual meeting. The challenge always, of course, is to get the board from diverse parts of the United States. We have 5 board members that will be holding over for their second year of their 2-year term. And those individuals are from Peggy Lessier from Virginia, Marilyn McDowell, California, Sue Patterson, Michigan, Nancy Butler, New Jersey, Mary Ann Welch, Mississippi. The new 5 who have been proposed and will be voted on at our August meeting are Janet Bullinger is actually rolling over. She was going to go off. She did roll off, will be rolling off, but it's going to take another 2-year term from Washington, D.C. Deborah Jarvis from Oregon and Italy and other parts. She is very, very interested. She's a new member, interested in becoming more involved, and it's going to have actually going to be more in the United States than Italy from here forward. So I think she'll try to be, pardon? Yeah, field trip in order.
Midyear meeting.
She will be in attendance, I think, in Chicago. She's going to be, plans to be in the United States during that period of time. So you'll get to meet her there. Mary Ann Ferris from Michigan, Janie Petit from Louisiana, and new member of Virginia, Sampson, who you just met, from Texas. Individuals that have also agreed to accept their the term for the 22-23 year from officer standpoint are president-elect, of course, is Lisa Sharp. Hi, Lisa. Lisa's here. Second Vice President, Evelyn Albright. Secretary, Ann Santorelli. And am I going too fast for you, Ann? You getting this all written down?
Is this on the website?
I will get my report to you. The report should be on the website, yes.
Yeah, fine.
Treasurer Sharon Chapelier. So really, if you think about it, we have two members that are selected from or submitted from our committee for your approval at the annual meeting for the nominating committee for next year. And those 2 individuals are Noel, who the past president, and Natalie Aarons. They've agreed, and there will be 3 more that will be selected at large, or appointed actually at large by the new president. So if you'll just read through all those that I've just mentioned, the only one left is first vice president. So what I need from everyone here is 3 things. 1, look at your yearbook, look at the people that are here. 2, look at your own heart or in the heart of somebody near you. And remember the members of this committee that I just mentioned and get some names to us so that we can have someone who is willing to look down the road and become our president in 3 years. The job of first vice president is really to listen, do what the president wants you to do if there's a special project. And other than that, just sit and learn. The next year, you theoretically will advance to be president-elect. So you have another learning year. And then the third year, you would advance into the office of president of the ALA. So it is a commitment to be around for a while, and more than anything else, to have the good will of this group at heart. So think about your friends and neighbors who you might want us to approach, and give us some names. Noel?
Stephanie, it is true, and according to the bylaws, a president can have a second term or a third term. They just cannot be consecutive. So any past president here, if you want to do this again, it's wide open. So if you feel like taking it on.
Okay, that's
do
my
not- do not
report.
rule
but,
yourself out.
So you all are not off the hook. Keep thinking and visit with us.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
All right. She's giving us a map. That's great.
Yeah.
I know.
That would become very
All right,
helpful.
Natalie, past presidents and lifetime members.
Well,
Tell us what you've been up to.
liaison for past presidents. Okay. Hi there, and first of all, I'd like to thank all of you for your nice condolence notes and for the donations you give. I haven't gotten back to a lot of you yet because I have been, I read them and I get upset. So, I mean, they're very nice. I don't mean that, but I just have a hard time right now. So you'll get your thank you, but thank you very much anyway. I am now past president's liaison, and this is my report. And I was asked by, I think it was Noel that called me and asked me to call one of our members who had lost her husband and see how she was doing. And I did that. And then this is before I became past president liaison. And so I thought, well, I'll call another one and see how she's doing. So I got on the phone and I called both of them. And then I started to think about that. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice if everyone, and I mean everyone, would take one or two people and call them each month just to say hi. People you don't even, I mean, that are members that you haven't seen for a long time, or past presidents that you haven't seen for a long time. And so I called Noah. I said, what do you think of this idea? And she said, I think it's a great idea. So I started to do that, and and then thank goodness a lot of people did say yes. And I do have my old book, my 2019 book here, that I've got written down who is calling who, but I'm going to send it around, and I want you to put your name, at least one person pick for once a month. I don't think that's too much to ask. We've all been away from everybody for a long time, and who knows, you know, we're all a little bit lonely for a call and to hear what's going on. So I thank you very much. And then when I lost my husband, Cheryl came up and she wrote me and said, I'll take you. And okay, you can take me. So I think that was very nice. So anyway, also, of course, then I thought of Pauline, and I thought how much we miss her and how wonderful she's been. And then I thought about doing this little nice little thing to ask people to write. And if you have some other things that you didn't get a chance to write, I am sending her all of the papers, and her son will read them to her, and it'll be on here anyway, but for the extra papers, I'm sending it to her. So if you'll get them to me, I will type them up and send them on the same at the same time. So I thank you very much, and I hope you will write your name down on the old book here. Yeah.
Natalie, I have a request.
Okay.
As the past president liaison report, one of the things I've done on the website is to basically scrapbook our past presidents. Jean gave me all the scrapbooks for our 60th, and everybody's loaded up But for some reason, I haven't gotten information from the past 3 presidents
Right.
that are all here. And I need from them a little bio of what they've been doing for during their presidency and a good picture. And I've asked them for that, and they seem to tend to ignore me. So if you would just kind of whisper.
She hasn't gotten hers.
You haven't gotten
I
that?
got mine.
All right, well, read it. I'm nagging you now. I need a bio of what you've done during your president, and it doesn't, Mary Ellen gave me her life story, which is fine. It can be a short bullet point things of the highlights that you did. It can be whatever you want to do, and a good picture will get you guys up there.
Can we change our picture that we already have?
Absolutely. Now, if you don't like the picture,
Did
let
for
me-
years? Go.
if I didn't have a picture, I went and found one. So,
Oh, okay.
so if you have a better picture, I will stick it up there. So if you will
put
stay
that
on
I-
top of these 3 ladies for me.
Yes, I will. I will stay on top of the 3 ladies.
I just wanted to say, this is Kitty, and I just wanted to say something. I contacted Renee Acosta. I don't know if you remember her. She was president before me. Her husband Alex passed away. And we found out because Alex went to George Washington University Law School in DC, and my husband did too. And they came out with a bulletin. They were, anyway, they knew each other. And when I saw the name, I said, this can't be the same Alex, but it was. And I called her, and she said that, I had to take notes, I'm not good at this. He had spinal stenosis, and he wasn't in pain, but he would fall because the spine would give out. But after 10 hours of surgery and in-house rehab, he was doing really well and was coming back, and everything was doing well. And then he had a stroke, and that was that. So he's passed away.
When did this happen?
I knew you were gonna ask that.
Well,
don't have it.
Chaparral has her name. I
May.
know that.
Could be May.
She has her name. She was supposed to call her once a month. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, she had her name.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
yeah, I've got that on there.
Renee, oh,
Right,
good,
right,
okay. Well, I
uh-huh.
just want to let you, I did talk to her, and she said she misses everyone. She has 2 children who live in San Antonio. She was going to come to the meeting, but then she had a oral surgery or something and did that instead. I said she should have come to the meeting
I'll put
instead.
something in the next e-blast.
That would be very nice, thank you. And
So
she
long,
says hello to
everyone. Hello, goodbye.
All right, thank you, Natalie. Great job, great job. All righty. Tributes and memorials. Alice sent here her report yesterday.
She
and I
came
did.
on.
Is she still here?
She's on. She just came
All
on,
right,
yeah.
why don't you click her and we'll have her visit with us a little bit. Out.
You're
Hold on, Alice. Okay.
Alice, didn't get a chance to print out your report, so why don't you?
Yes, I did.
Tell
Yes,
everybody what you've been up to.
The American Lions would like to thank all the ALL members for their dues, their donations, and memorials to the Memorial and Tribute Fund. Your support helps us to support our mission to support our programs, including the Toy Awards, scholarships, and grants, and others as we move forward to promote our programs and support law-related endeavors. A special thank you for the memorials who have given to our members, and letters have been sent to all members, including giving their support and donations. Special thanks to our treasurer, Sharon Chapelier, for her support. And in addition, special thanks go to Jeannie Skilton for her special tribute of donors and their families in the ALA newsletter. Over 70 letters were mailed to our wonderful members, thanking them. In close, thank you for the honor to serve on the American Lawyers Alliance.
Thank you, Alice. You do a wonderful job as always. Delightful to have you on our board. Let's move on to special committees. We have bylaws and parliamentarian. Judy does not have a report unless, is she here? She's there. Judy,
She's here. I'm down there. I by Zoom. I have no report, thank goodness.
Okay, that's fine. Kitty, once again, you feel like a yo-yo? Our Center for Civic Education report.
I have to move it down here. It's running out of battery.
We're moving.
It's running out of battery.
I had to find a plug. I don't want to lose you guys.
Here, why don't I move?
Just scoot over one.
Where am I talking?
Probably right here. Okay,
I'm good.
plugged in. You can talk wherever. Just don't
Okay.
trip on the cord, anybody.
Oh, yeah, be careful. Be careful.
Yeah.
Actually, the report is in your, has online and Noel has kindly printed all these reports out. The Center for Civic Education is doing well. The philanthropist you've heard about, Deborah Jarvis, she actually contacted our good friend Bob Lemming at the Center for Civic Education, and she has made an incredible donation to the center. And it has allowed them to establish the TLA, I'm sorry, established this award in memory of her mother again. And Dr. Jarvis's generous support, the center significantly bolstering its development team with a dedicated leader to ensure the continued long-term strength of the organization. And they have named somebody to head that up. The other thing that happened with the center is that the founder of the center, Charles N. Quigley, passed away. He founded the center, worked for over 50 years to create informed and engaged citizens committed to democracy and the rule of law. And on this report, you can see how many people he's reached. I'm not going to read all of this, but the latest stats for the Center for Civic Education, I'll give you a summary. Only 30% of Americans born since 1980 rated essential to live in a democracy. 1 in 3 Americans say they might consider abolishing or limiting the Supreme Court. And 44% of Americans still cannot name all 3 branches of government. So that's why the Center for Civic Education, what we do, the Law-Related Education Teacher of the Year, and anything we do related to law is important because it's necessary and it's needed. But so they are very grateful to philanthropist Deborah Jarvis for her contribution. And I recommended that, my recommendation is that the ALA make a monetary contribution in memory of the founder, Charles N. Quigley, to the Center for Civic Education. I have met Chuck, as he wanted to be called. He was 92 when he died. And Chuck was the most outgoing, gracious man you could ever imagine. And just lived and breathed the law and law-related education. And he founded this organization. So there you go. Now, I don't get to do anything about that now.
We're gonna give $100.
Well, you gotta,
It's a motion.
you have to make a motion.
All right.
Or not you, somebody.
I'd like to make a motion. Second.
To the Center for Civic Education.
All in favor?
Did you get a second on that?
I seconded it.
Who seconded?
Can you
Jackie.
tell me who that was?
Joette made a motion
Okay,
and Jackie seconded it.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, did we pass? Wait, gotta vote.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Opposed?
Thank you.
So moved. All right.
I think the cord is shorter from here.
Hey.
I'll move. This is fine. This is fine.
They closed that down a couple of years ago. With the state and all that.
There it is. There's my page. Okay, let's see. Where are we now? Center for Civic. Meetings and travel.
So it was only when Lucy really sent this.
Joette, we
Joette,
can.
come on over here.
Come on.
But I'm glad y'all are there. You know, Lucy made all these contacts initially with the hotels, the restaurants, cold through restaurants, and decided which ones we were going to use. It was only in her absence that I took over and I realized all the details that Lucy has to think about. It is so, there's just a lot to it. Because she's like, you know, arranging maybe 6 or 7 parties, you know, what it takes to do one party. So she's doing 6 years. I do like it. Anyway, I came along midstream and it did make me appreciate really Lucy, and I wish she were here today too. And this is the first meeting that I've ever gone to that neither Lucy nor Sharon
I know.
are here. I mean, in
Man.
many years of being a member, so we miss them.
We missed them. Let's see. So as far as today, we know that we are going to meet a group, was it decided to meet in the lobby and then go to the Prensa Bridge?
Pressa.
And did we,
It's a market and press.
is there someone here that could meet and lead us to the Pressa Bridge or?
There's 30 people signed up to do
Wow.
this, and in talking to them, since you're all breaking for lunch, and trying to get 30 people in a group down the sidewalks and the street would probably be difficult. So, my thought is, we'll give out, I've given, they wanted everyone's name that is going on this tour because you're going to have a ticket which gets you inside the NIOSA event.
Can't hear.
Rita.
Everybody else, you will stay until it's closed.
They're
and
not
you
gonna
don't come. And you will, so why they have to have your name in a card? Because your card is really your admittance and you don't have to pay. Admitting to NIOSA is a $20 fee. So they want your name, and I had your cards. I told them I might bring them over and they wanted me to rethink that. They said, for the walking tour from a hotel. And since we're not all staying at the same hotel and you're breaking for lunch, you'll probably be wiser to give out these tickets before you leave this meeting.
About right
And that
now.
way you can go to lunch and hand her over. You'll be met by a representative of the Conservation Society, which is the sponsor of NIOSA. And NIOSA stands for Nine and Old Things. And part of what you're going to see on the tour are the different areas and the food that they'll be having. Although nothing will be sold until the gates open at 5:30. So, and at that time, for the first time ever, you're not going to have tickets. You've got a blast pass. If you want to purchase it ahead of time, you can go to NIOSA on your phone and buy a pass. But it's in $5, and there's no refund. You can refill it, you can pay by the lowest price, which is $5, and you refill it at different booths, but no money will exchange hands. It's all the first time, so.
Barbara.
We can't hear you.
I have a suggestion. If people are confused about where to go, we have lots of time between the end of this, since we're wrapping this up pretty quickly, and 2:45 when everybody's going to convene. Why don't you go explore and get a feel for where it is?
2 blocks away, right?
2 blocks away. I know, but I think they go and walk it and see it. They know.
You just call it Market Street. I mean, you're just gonna go up to Market Street, which is literally on the corner. I think that's the next street if you look at your maps. Take a right on Market, you'll go up one really long walk, then you'll take a left, that's Pressa, and you'll see at Market and Pressa, there's the
2:30.
you're gonna take a left up there on the corner and there's the bridge.
Google Maps.
No, man.
Google Maps walk.
No, you're going way the other way. Okay.
So it's only 2 blocks away.
Y'all put it on your Google Maps on a walk thing and then it'll lead you right to it.
Your tour guide's name is Brad.
Brad.
They're, the Conservation Society, said he has been involved in this stage and will adjust the tour based on what you want. If you want to see it all, you're going to have a couple of hours to walk around. If everyone decides, I think I've heard it all, he's prepared to stop. So he's very flexible. I am not staying in the hotel. So it's gonna be more difficult. So I'm going to give them the list that they have and the tickets.
May I ask a question? I did not sign up because Pauline and I were.
I got
together.
extras. We had a list of 28 people. I requested extras. And so there's more than that. So I don't have, there's enough. Yeah. And, I would say.
Noel?
Yes.
If I'm meant to be taking minutes, I can't hear a word, so I'm hoping it's nothing that I need.
It's fine. And it's just logistics for the event this afternoon. Don't worry about it.
The only thing that buying online now, we don't spend
Two
on.
blocks away, you can't miss it.
If you're not shopping or eating in there, you don't have to worry about anything. We're just getting a tour.
This is just the tour. Anything that starts after they open the gates to the public at 5:30, that's when all the food booths open. And I'll tell you, the food, great. In fact, I would, so food is really good.
Rita, will Brad explain all this to the ladies? So ask Brad.
Before you go to lunch, so that you don't have to wander back and try to find somebody to give it to you, or Joanne, you would.
You're the keeper of the tickets.
I'm gonna give them out right now. I mean, as soon
And
as something.
can you please go over the map? I'm trying to keep track of here where we're supposed to go to. do
Well,
the
let's,
traffic.
why don't we wait until we finish? Let's wrap up the meeting, then we can talk logistics after that. All right,
So
let Joanne finish.
To finish.
And we're
up-
back on.
So to finish up today, this evening, oh,
Can you tell a little bit about your
Go back upstairs, how we came.
okay, yes, I will. Let me say a couple more things about today and tomorrow, and then, yeah, that's a good idea. So tonight, you're on your own for dinner. You can eat in Niosa and go, it's like a carnival, basically buying a ticket, but another system. Or you can come out of there and eat anywhere you want to. I was so afraid for a minute because I thought we had missed tomorrow, but it's actually tomorrow's Friday, not Thursday. Thinking, what did I do wrong? But tomorrow, and we're gonna have some of our San Antonio experts give us a little bit more detail about that. If you were lucky enough to get a ticket for the parade of flowers tomorrow, and I'm super excited about that. You have reserved numbers, and you really have a spot to sit.
Don't confuse that paper you got from paying. That is not your.
That's your receipt.
This is your ticket. Those just meant you signed up for it.
That's your receipt.
And that was your receipt. That will not put your receipt.
So, and the seats are really hard to come by, so I feel really good about.
Your seats. And I don't have the names of everybody that signed up and paid because all I got from Sharon was the final count. We had a final count of 30, and that's what I had, 30 tickets. I counted them, they're there. And you're gonna have to, I don't know who has a printout.
I can get it.
Noel has all those.
I can get it to you.
If you have that.
I do.
Then Joette can give you these. And this, since we're not going to meet again before the
Right.
parade in the morning, you've got to have your ticket with you when you leave today.
I'm
So
not
we
going to.
have, we have two separate tickets then. One into Niosa and then one for the Battle of the Flowers.
We're on how to find it. Everybody, the bleachers are all marked. Here's the bleachers. Across the street, you're in the Alamo Plaza. Right in, you've got.
We saw the
Our
bleachers.
bleachers are on the,
Yeah, that's the
and
Progressive Bridge.
our
And this
bleachers
is
are,
probably
and
where she goes
on
to
the
see
end of their,
Look and see what
it
it says.
tells you what your row is, what your section is. We're in Alamo C. And
Briscoe
just
Museum,
follow
yeah.
the instructions.
Okay.
I've been by there.
So we'll get those tickets distributed before we leave the room. Any other details about the festivities?
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do.
Or different hotels. When you've got your ticket, that way you just say, someone, we are at the end of the parade. We have a parade route. All these years it's come down Broadway, but because Broadway is under construction, nobody's familiar with where it's coming from, but it's coming down Commerce and it's going to turn at the end to go in front of the Alamo. And you're in that area in front of the Alamo.
And I've been told different things about time we should get there. You don't
You're
forget.
at the end, but I know some people said they wanted to go early. Actually, the parade starts much earlier than that because all of the high school ROTC, some people the Vanguard.
Starting at
those of us
9.
that had children that have been in ROTC, you get down here early just so you can see your kids go by. School is out here. We get up.
Everything closes on.
And so, yeah, so it's gonna be a crowd. And so if you want to go over later, we're at the end of that. We're with the new route. We're gonna cut in front of the Alamo and go a little go too early. There's gonna be.
And your seat is reserved, so if you don't get there on time, it's okay.
And if somebody's in your seat, they don't.
Get out.
And remember, if you'll be on that side, but if you're at the meeker, you'll have to cross the street and they won't make you cross. That's the correct route.
All right.
Okay, so tonight we're on our own for the meal. Tomorrow, we're doing the Battle of the Flowers parade. It sounds like fun. And then it looks like we're sort of free all the rest of the day until our meeting starts. We're suggesting a time of 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
We're gonna try, and if the Battle of the Flowers runs over, starts when everybody gets here. I'll be here too. I'm not going to the parade, so.
It's the same room.
Yes, so
Okay.
you can leave your name tags here.
Okay, and I just got a call back from Boudreaux's, which is the fun dinner party for tomorrow evening. And dinner's 8 o'clock reservations, Boudreaux's. So I looked up the address 421 East Commerce Street, and I have their phone number if you get lost, like I could possibly do. If you want their phone number, it's 210-224-8484. That's all for our party.
I think that's it.
I think for the new members or anybody, the Chicago meeting is so fun. I love Chicago. I never even wanted to go there, but when we started having meetings, I thought, this is the best city ever. There's a huge river through it. It's architecturally famous. We've taken tours of different buildings and we meet up there again.
August 3rd through 9th. Yes,
It's
yeah.
in this, yes.
The way this works is that.
Thank you.
Hey.
It's not in ours. It's in the country. A state.
Okay, everybody, y'all, Jackie, Ann can't catch all this.
San Antonio has moved to the north, and now we have a lot of women going out there. But I want to.
Just hang in there, Ann.
Bob or Noel, the dates for our meeting are not, ours would start the 3rd, but it wouldn't go to the 9th. That's
No.
when, yeah, so.
It would
I
be
think-
Wednesday through Saturday, whatever those dates are during that period.
Yeah.
Wasn't an easy map for me to give you. So your best way to find my house is on a good day, you make it 30 minutes.
That's right.
I
Going on.
And just put it in here and you'll find several different ways to kind of all work. So we're looking forward.
Carpooling is encouraged. Cheryl?
Yeah. We flew in, had no car. Plus the fact that we have to check everyone to know before we go. And then we need to go from there, your place, to the airport. How do I do that? Well, I know, y'all should have done it. I will say right now.
Meeting?
And last night, one of our tenants was running over to the Lions Club and called me at the meeting saying, I'm still waiting for you.
Oh, they were so slow.
Tells me it may be a little difficult. If you want, don't feel bad if you, I would suggest doubling up. We've done that before. And Uber does come out to where we live, although they're. And if you need to bring your bag
Next suggestion, we can do this too. If I just have a small car, but I can take 3 people. Grab my house, you know, bring all your stuff, leave the stuff in my Subaru. I can be out there. You would be my friends and no more. I cannot take you to your work. I'm supposed to go up for a rant right after the lunch. You need to be at the ranch.
Where's Noel?
Y'all, let's discuss the logistics of this after the meeting. Let's keep going here. Joe has a couple more
I forgot
announcements.
to mention the most fun party too. Another one is in Noelle's room, and she got a very large suite. So
It's
it's going to
really
be a
cool.
big party. It's room 1125, and we're going to try to figure who could be standing at the elevator to get you in without the card. We've done this before in San Francisco.
We may have our husbands
Yeah.
tag team this to let everybody up.
So that you can have a way up to the party, and there'll be alcohol up there. And Jackie, I want to mention again how nice it is for your daughter to be our bartender for the party last night. I don't think we mentioned that.
Yes,
Adrian,
yes.
her daughter, who was actually one of the girls in Fiesta years ago, maybe twice, right? So she's a beautiful girl. So I don't know if she'll be bartending in the room, but okay.
Okay.
And there will be a lot of liquor there, and
Well,
there'll be a lot of food.
beer, wine, champagne, and margaritas.
Okay.
So if you want to bring a bottle, feel free. I said we'll have wine, beer, champagne, and margaritas.
And this
And
cocktail
water.
reception is from 6 until 7:30. Room 1125. Yeah.
Yeah, then we'll go to the restaurant, which starts at 8:30. Very close. Very close.
Noel, can I ask a question? It's Jennifer.
Yes.
I just got a text. This is from Kathy, Poetting and Company, and they just landed in San Antonio. 5 of them.
Yes.
And they said they're gonna make their way to the hotel, but they wondered if they could still do the bus tour of night. They did not originally sign up because they were worried about connecting problems. If there is room, can we meet up and what time? Who should I ask them to text? Or how do I direct them?
There is no bus tour.
I didn't think there was either.
No, there's the walking tour of Nyosa, and have them text Rita.
There's a walking tour of Nyosa. And what time is that?
That's at 2:45, but there may not be enough tickets.
Okay, so I need to have them text Rita for any questions they have about activities.
Yes, and if she has any tickets left, she may not. So let them know that it's pretty full. And they're probably not, they may just need to explore on their own.
Okay, does anyone have Rita's cell phone handy? And I'll send that to them right now.
I believe they're on the list.
Oh, okay.
It's an afternoon tour, and then they're on their own that evening to explore Nyosa. I believe they're on the list.
Okay, I'll tell them.
But, and let them know that the folks are meeting in the lobby of the hotel at 2:45 today.
Okay.
And to look for people with name badges on.
Okay.
There'll be a
Well,
whole
they
group
should-
of them.
Hopefully they'll be at the hotel soon. So
Okay.
I'll tell them to get in touch with Rita and also look.
And or Joette would probably work because Joette's
Joette.
going to get have the tickets.
Okay, great. Okay, I'm gonna send them a text right now. So just wanted to let y'all know that they are on their way to the hotel. I guess they just had my number.
Okay,
Huh?
go ahead and give them Joette's number since she's got the tickets.
Okay, okay,
then
I'll
she
do
can-
that right now. And I have Joette's number in my phone, so we're good to go.
Awesome. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Any more logistics questions? We have, yes, Marilyn. It is on the flyer. Kitty? No. Okay. All right. Any more logistics questions? Okay, let's just kind of recap. Lobby 245, you all explore before that to find out where the bridge is on Pressa. 245, everybody go over to Pressa to the bridge to meet Joanne. You don't have to. I mean, it's 30 people on these little sidewalks, maybe single one, however y'all want to do it. I'm not going. Y'all are big girls. You can figure out how to get to the bridge.
Raise your hand and be honest. You sign up for NI, and I'm gonna give you tickets.
All right.
If you signed up.
Moving right along.
I'll have a ticket for you. Thank you.
All right. So that's, you're on your own for dinner tonight. Tomorrow is the parade and they should get to their seats at what time?
Whenever you gotta reserve seats.
Okay.
You wanna go early and people watch the vanguards come in. They'll be coming through. I would think they'd be good by now. They start about an hour.
Okay, so 9-ish, 10-ish, whenever y'all want to get there. Then after the parade, come on back over here. We will resume and do our auxiliary awards, yay. And whatever business we don't finish up today, which I don't think is going to be much because we're running through this. And then cocktail party in my suite from 6 to 7:30, room 1125. Hubbies will probably be at the elevators, letting people up with their cards if you don't have a room key. And then Saturday we have brunch at Rita's. And y'all are on your own trying to figure out how to get out there and how to get to the airport. I am not the logistics master here.
I just want to make sure that Uber does come out to where you live. And I don't have, well, I can't find your address.
Okay,
If
hey,
you're-
Joette, will you hand Cheryl one of the flyers up there on the table?
What is the dress or the dress?
Oh, whatever you're wearing. I'm probably gonna wear something like this. Fun, fiesta. Okay, no, the fold over one. No, I wanted the agenda one.
This one. Don't be smirking over there. Everyone should have.
No, that'll work too. I don't know if that has the address on it or not. That.
This one.
See, please, thank you. Oh, no, nothing's been set up yet. You'll know as soon as we.
I missed this one, so I want to make sure.
No, everybody, Lucy's working on it. Okay, y'all. Okay, ladies. All right, Jeannie, do you want to talk about the newsletter?
No.
Okay,
I don't have a report.
okay, no report.
It's all written.
I know. We'll figure out when the articles are due and we'll post that. Procedures and guidelines. Ann, do you want to say anything?
Well, I will get what I have. To you.
Everybody?
Yeah, I'll get anything to you and we can work from there. And I've got it out. I think I have quite a bit of it on my computer. It's just
Okay.
Okay.
Well, if you have some interesting stuff, send it my way and I'll pass it along to everybody. How about that?
Yeah, and basically it just I think it needs probably shortening each job, just
Okay.
the real synopsis.
Okay. Yeah, send me what you have and we'll tweak it and I'll run it by you and we'll go from there. How's that sound?
Will do.
Did everyone get their NIOSA tickets? Okay, so I'm saving time for the Iowa women who have come all the way from Iowa. 1, 2, 3. And so I have, I think, 4 extra tickets. So, are there some people
Well, well, you know, we had some folks, poor Sharon couldn't make it and Jennifer couldn't make it. And they may have, Pauline,
Oh, that's what it
you know, yeah. All right,
Excuse me.
yes.
Can you, if you didn't get a ticket for the parade, can you just stand there? Is there?
I'm gonna tell you that the parade, that the normal route, people have been coming for generations. And they go to that spot with their coolers the night before and they reserve just with chairs. You know how that is. And so if you Google the parade, you will see this route. And you'll see where the bleachers are, where the paid seating is. And then you can kind of figure out, because it's gonna be crowded. I mean, people are hanging out windows, people are hanging over bridges.
Let's do this one round. Okay, I can pull up the list here.
It's like this paper.
Oh,
I don't think it goes down. I don't think it goes.
Y'all, okay, we have two more reports, everybody. Everybody, we have two more reports, so let's finish this up and then we can chit chat, okay, and discuss logistics. Sorry, I'm gonna have to get mother hen on you guys. Barbara, we missed your roster and membership report. Do you want to go?
We didn't.
We didn't, we went through that?
We already did that.
Okay, never, thank you. All right, last up, I know, I'm papered to death here. All right, last one is the website publicity communications report. It's a lot of statistics that I pulled up, if y'all really want to read them, but the numbers are up, everybody's looking at our stuff, and hopefully it'll get even more, so.
And thank you very much.
You're welcome very much. Okay, that was my report, which is boring. What else do we have here? We have other new business. Kitty. Let's talk about, and this is a couple of things here that are kind of going to have a little bit of discussion. One of the things that we have been approached to is to sponsor part of the National Mock Trial Competition for 2023. And that involves giving some money. And Kitty has done a bit of work on finding out how much bang for the buck we're going to get with this. And Kitty, if you want to come up and kind of give us a little synopsis of what you found out. Come on, Kitty. High school. This is why it's so good with our teachers and our students that we want to get involved with this.
Did everyone get their ballot parade signed for it?
Did they get their spouses ones? They get their, some people have spouses, okay.
So, is anybody really desperate?
Well, you find the Iowa girls. All right. All right, y'all, let's hear Kitty.
Okay, oh, yeah. It's Kitty.
Again, look at you.
Noelle has made contact with one of the
Pay
people
attention.
in the National High School Mock Trial Competition, and she asked me to follow up. So I did, and actually Anthony McMullen, who is a volunteer, but he's also a professor of legal environment of business at the University of Central Arkansas, and he is on the committee of the Arkansas Foundation, which is an offshoot of a national mock high school mock trial Lord have mercy. Competition. Okay. And well, we had a long conversation, and I just gave the notes to Noelle this morning, so she has no clue, but she reads quickly. Anyway, it's a 3-day event, and basically they have not had one in 2 years because of COVID. So they're really hyped for this one. Every year, a state bar association volunteers to have it in their city, which is wonderful. This is the first time, or in their state, I guess. This is the first time Arkansas has had it in their state. So they're quite excited, but they've never done it. And as he says, it's a mixture of well, simultaneous exciting and frightening. The regional competitions in Arkansas were held in person in March, which was great for everyone. Now, this is the first time in 2 or 3 years that they've been able to hold the national competitions in person. The disadvantage is that Arkansas is a small state which needs lots of volunteer help. It's a 3-day event with 500 student participants and 900 out-of-town guests. And there are activities every day, all include costs associated with the event. And they range, there's a whole range of activities. But basically, the Thursdays, the teams arrive, there's a volunteer reception. Friday, rounds 1 and 2 of the competition, and they explore the host city for dinner. And that this is all covered by the foundation that they're raising money for. Saturday is round 3 and 4 of the competition, and the final round to determine the winner. Awards banquet followed by dance. And then Sunday, teams and volunteers depart. All planning for the championship is the responsibility of the Arkansas Mock Trial Foundation under the supervision of the National High School Mock Trial Board. The Arkansas Mock Trial Foundation has not yet approved a formal budget. It anticipates a proposed budget of $217,500 because you are feeding, housing, not clothing, but certainly feeding and housing all the student participants, feeding the volunteers, the judges. And as I say, there's 900 people involved with the chaperones and judges and everybody else. He also said that if anybody would like to come out to Little Rock, Arkansas and help judge, that would be wonderful if you happen to be in that area. So, I asked what ALA could do because this is, mock trial is something I was pushing earlier. Not pushing, I was suggesting earlier when we had the $10,000 wonderful donation from the Juggermeyers, but that didn't go. So now we're looking at, that's when we discovered mock trial. Now this person, Mr. Anthony McMullen, a professor, said he never heard of us until 2 years ago. And since then he's been getting emails. Good job, Noel. So now he knows that we exist. So I said, well, can you suggest something? Well, he said that one group was giving them $15,000 for their, what was that for? Let's see. Well, there's different numbers on here, but $15,000 for one event. And I told him, basically, I said, I indicated to him that I do not see that as something ALA would be in a position to entertain. So we went down a bit. So there's a whole sheet here of activities that you can either earmark, I want to sponsor this activity or not, or that activity, or just make a donation. And I know Ann doesn't have any of this in front of her, so I'll have to get this to her. But what we need, but he said right now, all they're doing is collecting money in a general fund. And then later we could earmark it to say, no, we want to sponsor this activity or that.
So we could sponsor a luncheon
We
or
could, yeah, whatever you all decide to donate or to contribute to this organization, that's how we'll base it. And it ranges from 1,000, well, you can sponsor liability insurance for $500, but I don't, that doesn't sound too sexy. It's something fun. Hospitality suite is $2,000, which I thought was nice. Oh, I know, we said somebody had already taken it, was the reception and pin exchange for $15,000. I said that was not us. So basically there are different levels of contribution. I don't think we need to say a particular amount unless we want to say a particular amount and then send it and say, we want to earmark this for this activity. So that's a very broad overview of what I'm doing, and I'm sure nobody knows what I'm talking about. So, and I apologize.
This is held every year.
Exactly, every year in a different
This
state.
year, Michigan is the
Yes.
first one. Centers for Civic Education coordinates it.
But
Our
they
local auxiliary is getting money from ALA to support the Michigan mock trial. And I think it's a wonderful thing. But as you're reading this, I'm thinking, we give it to Arkansas this year, then we give it to so-and-so next year. This is a yearly thing.
possibly.
Well, possibly. He also suggested there was another organization that we could align ourselves with that I didn't quite get the name. And it's something that we could do a contribution yearly. And I'll have to go back and this was quite a lengthy conversation. And he's got that lovely Little Rock accent, but I could do it. And he's wonderful, man, very excited about the fact that we want to help us. But he's a professor. This is not his full-time job, is asking for money. And not my full-time job giving out money, but so it was a wonderful conversation and he was delighted that we were interested. So I think what we need to do, my suggestion is to choose an amount of money anywhere ranging, I would say the lowest amount on here is probably $1,000. And that doesn't, I like the hospitality suite for $2,000. And we would get a sign, we would get publicity, we would get mentioned in the program, we put on their website as a contributor. And that's what we're buying right now, is publicity. So- I knew you were gonna ask that. I'm gonna say May. Do I have it in here?
Yes.
Yes. No, I'm sorry, 2023.
Yes.
No, this has been, this is already done. Well, what happened this year, it was supposed to be in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and they're doing virtual.
Well,
That-
part of it is virtual. My husband's law firm is doing the hospitality.
Oh.
And it's gonna be for the judges
Okay.
and that, but it's virtual mostly.
Yeah, and it was very disappointing because they really were gung ho to get this in person. So he says that they're hoping that this is going to be the first time in several years. So they want to do it up big because it's been so long since they've been able to get together. I think it puts our name out there. Anything that puts our name out there has got to help.
Toy and for a scholarship.
We got the toy, the
Exactly.
scholarship, we got this, I mean.
And we can probably send them brochures and they could put it
Oh,
out.
yes, and I've sent him a virtual brochure, and he was pretty impressed with that. We haven't even updated it, so I told him.
Marcus, sorry.
I moved,
But not for the virtual one. Because the free one, but it's the first in-
2023 is what we're talking about.
No, no, just.
I'd like to make a motion that way, proceed with finding out the details and get involved in a level that you would recommend. So if you're-
What kind of details do you want?
Well, are we ready to actually, don't know the amount because it was set?
I-
amount like that?
Yes. I think, and they've pretty well delineated what buys what. And for $2,000, we can sponsor the hospitality suite. And I think that's a lot of traffic through there.
Right, people like food.
Hang on, what, I'm sorry, Ann, what did you say? Or did somebody Zoom, did y'all say something?
Nope.
Okay,
If it's just for the judges, are we
Something
reaching the
important.
population that we want to reach, the teachers?
I don't know if it's just for the judges or
Well,
not. It just says hospitality.
Let's see,
suite.
I just have volunteer, on this one, I just have volunteer reception held. I might have, I didn't print out the whole flyer. It's a lovely flyer that they put out. Do you want to wait and vote on this until
Let's find out who the audience would be.
yeah,
Why don't we vote on an amount?
yeah, do the amount.
And then we can see
what.
what our, how we get the most bang for our buck for.
Check it out. Put it in and put it in. Because we don't know if it really fits our guidelines for.
Oh, their guidelines and our mission their mission statement and our mission statement are practically mirror images.
I have a fairly strong point that we don't have a presence at all.
Mhm.
I don't think. Hey, Arkansas is a gorgeous state. It's not far. It's a good place.
It's close to
Oklahoma,
Oklahoma.
It's
yeah,
right next door.
yeah.
But I just think we have a few things.
Okay, that's fair. Well, I told him, I said, we're having a board meeting this week and I would bring up this proposal and let him know. And if we had questions, I would go back to him.
Well, we can go on an annual meeting, but Sharon does the budget for 2023.
Okay,
Well, yeah, it's sort of, okay.
Is that too late?
Oh, if it's too late, we sort of want to, I'd like to have a suggestion for an amount of money. Well, first of all, do you want to get involved in this? Maybe that's where we should
Yeah.
start with.
Right.
Yeah,
all in favor of donating something, pursuing this sponsorship, whatever amount, whichever thing, you all think it's a good idea?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, that's good. The next step is, do we want to determine an amount to budget for 2023?
okay.
Well, let's discuss a range. I mean, I don't.
Do you have any money?
Up to.
Up to 2,000.
Up to 2,000 is, that's fair.
I think that.
I mean, I should have passed this around. I'm sorry, this is all so late. I did this right before we left. But I'll be happy to pass this one piece of
I
paper
mean,
around.
it
that's not-
ranges up to $15,000-$20,000.
I mean, you can go way high. And I think being in Arkansas, isn't Walmart located in Arkansas?
Gainesville, Northwestern Arkansas.
Well, it's the same
Little Rock's
state,
right in the
right?
middle of the state.
Yes, so but same state, and I
Well,
think they should contribute.
There's
We should write them
also
a letter.
Judge volunteer thing, the one you marked.
Why don't we come up with a budget amount? And then at the annual meeting, we can determine where we want to spend it. Does that sound good?
And we need to.
I'm sorry, I don't have it. The 2023, I'm just not sure if it's May or, do I have this? I can't-
It's probably in the brochure, which I didn't bring.
I have it online.
But we'll get the date.
We just need to know if anybody, if the organization is interested in pursuing sponsorship at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
We
guess
just
that's-
voted on that.
So
We-
that's the thing we
also-
need to determine. They did, so now.
So
We'll need to budget also, if we're gonna be there, whether it's in person or not in person, we need to have handouts, we have flyers.
Yes.
And information that people can take with them.
Yes,
So it's
That's
gonna
why we're gonna
cost.
get a new brochure.
Yeah.
No, that's in the budget.
that's in the budget.
Transporting costs too, get 'em.
Okay.
Yes,
This is,
absolutely.
this,
No, but they can apply for scholarships.
this is a two-prong approach, yeah.
We want the teachers that are there with the students.
And the
to-
coaches who are doing coaching mock trial.
I always go back to what Lucy said, because we have beautiful information and we put it out, we put it out on the table. We want to go on the table and tell us.
Well, maybe at some point when we get closer to it, we have a volunteer who wants to go to Little Rock to man the booth. Kitty wants to go.
Yeah, well, you're right down the street.
Yeah, make it a girls' trip. Have fun.
We used to do that. Somebody would take stuff.
Yeah, we did.
I used to be a judge too. so
Oh.
I was I did the judge mock trials.
Oh, well, then you know this, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, they would love that.
All right.
They
Thank
would
you.
love volunteers.
All right. One person speak at a time. We'll get into this. Let's vote. Anyone to move for an amount range? Okay. Okay.
Up to
Anyone-
2,000.
Up to 2,000. Anyone
Up
second?
to 2,000, right?
Second.
Okay. And you get that? Rita moved to up a budget of up to 2,000 and
Could you repeat the motion?
yes, that we move to donate up to $2,000 to the National High School Mock Trial Competition for 2023 in Arkansas. And Barbara seconded. Rita moved it and Barbara seconded it.
Okay.
I think the awards.
Thank you.
Might be where we could get some recognition, both the students and the teachers.
Let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Anybody opposed? So moved. All right. We are giving $2,000
And we will give more details.
or up to.
when I get them.
Did y'all have a date for that competition?
We
I'm
do
sorry,
not-
I missed.
We do not
Okay.
yet, but I will
Okay.
put it in the next newsletter that we are going to be donating to it and put some information in there.
We'll
And
fill it out.
We'll fill it out and we'll,
For the cheers.
yes. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's noon. Do you all want a break and we can finish this up? Oh, yes.
Where is that one that I sent around to sign up, the 2019 book that says sign up? It came, it was going this way.
Yeah, it went that way.
I don't think it's in my.
It didn't come this far?
Huh? I did.
There it is. Jackie does.
All right. Anything else? And we've got another piece of new business that I'd like to defer until tomorrow after the awards.
Yes,
To discuss, because it's kind of lengthy and I think everybody's getting a little bottom sword here. All righty. Anything else before we shut this down with our lovely group and you all can discuss logistics and tickets and things like that amongst yourselves? All righty. The meeting is adjourned. It is.
This is another word.
It's over. 12:05. Leave those here. Thank you, Anne, for putting up with us, our crazy Gabby girls. And we'll see you tomorrow. We're gonna try and shoot for 2 o'clock, but it may be a little bit later, so we'll have you set up. All righty? Thanks, guys.
Great time.
Do y'all know if we have the same link tomorrow or do we have a different link?
We have a different link. I sent that out in the e-blast. You should check your e-blast.
Okay, I'll check it.
Check it.
Thanks.
I'll resend it again a little bit later.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right, everybody. It's been an interesting day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
No.
I got 99% of this stuff knocked out.
Yeah, you gotta put our stuff up, go find something to eat. Yeah.
I know.